Damn, I just now got a notification that said that I'm now able to do something. I couldn't even read it, bruh. Fuck, I accidentally just canceled out of it. I just now got a notification when I turned on this live saying something. Congratulations, your channel is now able to do something. Texting community without leaving the app, and then something else. I need to figure out what the fuck they just said. What up, RJ? What's going on? We're in the building. Uh-huh. I've been going on a rant all morning on Facebook. I've been arguing with black people all morning. I don't give a fuck who's on here that's black and don't like it. I've been arguing with black people all morning. Look, RJ knew what time it was. He said, "Oh fuck, here we go. Oh shit, like it don't take nothing Tuski, but take 5 words coming out of Tuski and you know exactly what he's on today." I'm dead. This shit's hilarious. Nah, but I just wanted to say this though. It's like I just put a status on Facebook and everybody got mad at me. But I was saying like what I said was is that little boy that stabbed that guy was completely in the wrong. But he got railroaded. That's bullshit the way they did him. He should have never got 35 years. For one, I'm going to tell you what. For one, there's no reason why they should have been able to convict him of murder. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of times when it's one on one and you don't have a gun, they can't prove that you even if somebody is dead and they know that you killed him, they cannot prove that you came to murder that person with only a knife on you. Listen, what I'm saying is if he goes into court and he says, I had the knife on me to protect me, and he ended up stabbing that dude and killing him, they should not have gave him a murder charge. It should have been bodily injury, which caused death. Everybody knows that. He did not bring a gun to the game first. If he would have brought a gun, the circumstances would have been different because everyone knows that a gun will take you out with one pop, blam. They could have proved and told a jury that, look, he brung that gun, he was planning to kill somebody. But by him having a knife, and then he only stabbed the person one time and he died. They should have never convicted him for murder. There was no probable cause in front of a jury that he came with intentions before this ever happened to murder him. And that's what they would have to prove. They would have to prove in front of a jury that he came with intentions before this guy ever died that he was going to kill him. There's no way they could prove that that was his intentions. He had a knife on him. It's bodily injury with results of death. That's what it would be. It'd be the same thing as if you got in a car wreck and somebody died, or if you beat somebody up and they ended up bouncing their head off a ground or something and they died. It's the same thing. It wouldn't be murder, though. If anything, it'd be manslaughter because there's no proof here that you tried. Now, if he would have kept stabbing the guy, that's proof that he tried to murder him. He kept going, bing, bing. But with him only hitting him once, blam, blam, and then ran off, he should have never got 35 years. They railroaded that man. It should have never been murder. There's no way that they could go in front of a judge and say, look, his intentions was to kill this guy before he ever came. They could have if he would have had a pistol on him. Because then they could say, look, you willingly known and picked up that pistol knowing it would kill somebody. You knew when you went to that game that if you shot somebody with it, they were going to die. And you knew when you went to that game that if somebody fucked with you, you were going to pull that gun out and blow them down, right or wrong. And you would have no reason but to say, yes, you can't lie and say, no, I wouldn't have pulled the gun out if somebody was to attack me. That's what you got. Then they would say, well, why do you have, then they would turn it around on you and say, okay, so your intentions weren't to protect yourself with this gun, is what you're telling me. So what was the other reason that you had the gun? If you're telling me right now in front of the court that your intentions were not to protect yourself with this gun, then you're telling me that you had this gun for other reasons other than to protect yourself. So you were trying to kill somebody. And that's what they would say. They would flip it around on you and make it to where either way, if you answer their questions, you're fucked and you're looking like you did it in front of a jury. Trust me, I've been in front of a trial. I did this multiple times. I know how trials work, how juries work, how lawyers work, how prosecutors work. There's nothing you can get past me. I've been to trial multiple times. I'm telling you right now, he should be having a retrial. They convicted him on wrong terms. They gave him a murder charge at 17, and they could never prove that his intention was to come to murder that guy. And this is coming from a white guy. So I will say that. But he was dead wrong for stabbing him because nobody had laid hands on him yet. They were only blah, blah, blah. Yeah, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. You can't come here. You need to leave. And then he got mad, pulled out the knife, and took off. Because he was going to get jumped. There was 3 or 4 of them, right? But he was dead wrong because nobody had touched him yet. That's the only reason he got charged. If one person would have said like, yo, we're going to kill you or we'll fuck you up right now, he would have been in the clear. He would have been in the clear if they would have threatened him, but they weren't threatening him. They were just calling him bitches and whores and telling him to leave and telling him he wasn't going to do shit and he was a bitch, but there was no threats. And that's what made him But what I'm getting at here, and coming from a person that's not taking a side, and coming from the complete opposite race, I'm telling you right now that he was in the wrong for stabbing the guy because his life was not threatened. He did that out of anger and spite, not out of self-defense. So he should have took 5 to 10 years for that. But for them to give him 35 years, they give 35 years to 17-year-olds that are baby killers and school shooters. This man had a knife on him, got into an argument, stabbed somebody one time, and they died. And they gave him 35 years at 17 years old. I know people that rape babies and shit, and I've seen them on the news. I don't know them. I'll never claim, but I'm saying I see people on the news that are from my city that I have seen. They get 10 and 15 years for doing shit like this. You give this little boy 35 years for stabbing somebody one time. Bro, school shooters get 35, 40 years. Not to mention he's underage. He's underage. His mind's not fully developed. Out of circumstance and how everything played out, he should have never got more than 10 years. And then for them to charge him of murder was completely wrong. It is bodily injury with result of death. He didn't come with a gun knowing that he was going to kill that person. Listen, if he would have pulled up with a gun, he would have got charged with murder for sure. Because they know that this gun, if he pops somebody, it's going to kill them. And then they can prove in front of a jury saying, look, when you left out of that house today and you grabbed that gun, was it with intent to defend yourself if somebody touched you? Yes. When you left the house that day and you had that gun, was your intent to go there and hurt somebody if they was to hurt you? Yes. If they were to hurt me, yes. If you say no, then they're going to flip it around on you and say, oh, so you picked up the gun out of your house willingly, knowing and your plans were not to protect yourself. So you're saying you picked up this gun and left the house with it and your plans were not to protect yourself. So what were your plans with this gun? So you're saying you left the house with this gun and had no intentions on protecting yourself. So that's how they flip it around. If you say yes, then it's going to look all right because you're like, yeah, I'm going to protect myself if somebody tries to harm me. That's what the guns are for, right? But you might not want to say yes because then you're admitting guilt. You're admitting that you grabbed that gun and left willingly, right? So you might say no. But then if you say no in court and lie, they're going to say, oh, so guns are only meant to protect people and to hunt. So like if those weren't your two things, what were you doing when your intentions were to grab up that gun and leave the house? Like what were you thinking? And they're going to try to make it seem like you grabbed that gun up not to protect yourself, but to kill him. But for him to have a knife on him, and he only hit the guy once, and he died, if anything, it should have been manslaughter. Or it should have been, like I said, bodily harm. That's all it is. It's bodily harm. The same, listen, if he had a gun and he shot him, blow, then you can hit him for attempted murder if he didn't die. If he died, then you can hit him for murder because guns kill. And they can prove that your intention with this gun was to kill this person. Duh, that's why you got it. And they'll make it seem like you did it on purpose and premeditated it and knew you were going to do it before you ever got to the football game. So I'm telling you, I've been to trial multiple times. I know how they work. I know how they throw their trick questions out. And listen, if you ever go to trial, don't try to fight it. You're beat. You're beat. If you go to trial, you're beat. They know every fucking thing. Listen, when I say you go to trial, that's the reason it takes months and years sometimes. They break down every single thing about your life, everywhere you have been for the past year, anywhere you have worked at. They break it down to what day, within what minute, within what hour you were doing this at. Yes, sir. They know everything about your life and how you moved when you go to this trial. They are presenting the jury every possible piece of evidence to where these people know you in and out and they know your life before you ever get convicted. And that's what really got him convicted. And that's why he got a murder charge. When they went in there, not only was it an all white jury, but when they went in there, they proved and they said, and not only that, but the man was so young, he hadn't really had a job yet. He hadn't really worked yet. He was still in school. What I'm saying is, he hasn't had enough time in his life to do anything productive in order to show the courts, like, yo, he was living a different life. This is the way he was moving. He was going to work. He was doing the right thing. And then they could say, okay, well, maybe it was just a freak accident. You know, maybe it was just a heated discussion and they were in the moment, and they can prove him incompetent. They can say, look, he was incompetent at that moment. Meaning, like, if you suffer from anger problems and you take medicine and you blow somebody's face off, you'll get away with it. You'll get away with it because there's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt that you did this on purpose and premeditated it. If they say you're crazy and you take medicine, you beat it. You beat it. That's how crazy the system is, because they're going to say your lawyer is going to fight it and say you were incompetent at that time and you were mentally insane. And what that means is you weren't making logical decisions, which is right. Because, like, say if you're mad, you get into it with somebody or something and you're mad and they punch you, bling, bling, and you're taking a loss. You know what I mean? You're going to fight and do whatever. But what I'm saying is like, I don't know how to explain it to where the people would, you know what I mean, understand it. But, like, as far as I'm concerned, they railroaded the fuck out of that little boy. He was in the wrong, and he should have never stabbed that guy because he wasn't threatened yet, and nobody had laid a finger on him. And so what I'm getting at out of it is the little boy was brave. Because, like, he had 3 or 4 white honkies ready to jump on him. You get what I'm saying? They were trying to jump him. They were being petty. Believe that. White people are whores. They were going to jump on him for sure. And he was like, yeah, I ain't going. I mean, you gave him 35 years for that. Be lucky that he didn't start slicing people's throats. You get what I'm saying? Because I sure would have. Listen, hey, if four black people walk up on me, I'm going to kill 2 of y'all right here in front of me. Like, right here, and watch the rest of your homeboys run. Like, I promise you I am. 100% I would never lie. God will strike me dead right now. If somebody tries to jump on me, 3, 4, dude, I'm going to kill you right there. If I got a knife on me, I'm stabbing you. Dead serious. Like, listen, I'm not one of them guys that would say, oh, he's in. Listen, I would do the same thing. I'm not going to let you jump on me. I'm going to kill you right here. I'm going to show you. I'm one of them ones that's looking for a free kill. You get what I mean? So I'm understanding where he's coming from. He sees these 3 fucking hoochie honkies trying to jump on him, and they're telling him, you can't be here. You got to leave. He's probably one of the very few white or black people there at that. So he felt some type of way off that alone, I'm sure. If I walk into a fucking football game that's all black people and there's only 3 white people and they tell me I gotta leave, if I got a gun, I'm pulling out and firing. I swear I am. If I got my gun on me, I'm pulling out and firing on them right there. I'm not gonna hit them. Of course, like, I'm not gonna sit there and blam at them, but I'm firing right at the ground and blah, 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 blah. And let him know, oh, like, that honky ain't on it. Like, that white boy's about that. Like, say what you want, but he fired on all of us. That's the type of, I would much rather have that image and go sit in prison for 10 years than ever get out here and be like, yeah, we chomped him. Like, he's a whore. We robbed him. We did this and got him over. And, like, yeah, it was over. We chomped him. Yeah, no. Nobody will ever say that about Tuski ever in their life. On my granny, never. Come on. And I've been here 32 years and nobody will ever say that up to this day. Name one person that's got on the internet and embarrassed me. I know everybody in the city. I sold weed since I was 12 years old. I know everybody in this city. Everybody. And they all know me. And now that I go live, it's 100 times worse. They all know me. And now everybody's my friends. And now if I do one wrong thing to somebody, they're trying to kill me. Because I'm up so far and I'm doing this and they think that I'm like something I'm not. They're seeing me go live. They're seeing me with chains. They see me and they see I got money and shit, and they're jealous of that, and they think that I'm something I'm not. So if I do one wrong thing to somebody, they're going to come get me, and I'm knowing that. Like, it's not the same as if they don't know you and you cut them off in traffic, or you flicked them off, or you punched them. It's not the same. These people's been watching me for a year. I've got everything that they don't have, and everything that they've ever wanted, I'm doing it. And then they wish they could do that. So if I do something to them to embarrass them or make them feel less than in front of people, it's way more dangerous for me than it is for the regular person. Because now they know that I got a little notoriety out here. People know who I am now. Like, they're looking at it like they're going to get some stripes off of me. So now at this point, the life that I was living before I ever got on live 5, 6 years ago has officially caught up to me, because now they're seeing I'm one of them members from way back. And now they're looking at it like, oh, we're about to catch some stripes off him. If we can knock him off to where he will never go live again, even if we get caught for it, we're still happy as hell and going to do the 10 years and get out, because everybody's going to put money on my books and look out for me because we just knocked off a top ranking guy. Like, so now it's way more dangerous of a situation for me. I'm on live now. I'm turned up. I got a little bit of motion. These people are thinking they see what they see, but that's not what they see. They think that I got hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars, and that I'm on YouTube and I got motion and I'm getting famous in my city, and all the people are starting to notice me. And that makes it way more dangerous for me than it ever was for the regular person. Yeah. What? Yeah, it makes it way more dangerous for me, man. I'm in a dangerous situation right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I didn't really play it out until um this morning, to be honest. But like, it ain't no thing to me, you know what I'm saying? I've been in dangerous situations my whole life, so I'm not really tripping about it. And I'm always walking around with Smith and Wesson ready to teach them a lesson. So anybody that walks up on me will go straight to the dirt. Hey, listen, you ain't going to heaven and you ain't going to hell. Your bitch ass is going straight to the dirt when I knock your shit off. Come on. Don't let them lie to you and fool you and be like, oh, if you did bad, you're going to hell. And if you did bad, you're going to heaven. Hey, listen, when I knock you off, you're going straight to the graveyard. Don't let them fucking, you know, give you that old dumbass speech shit that we don't know. Maybe it is true. I don't know. But listen, when I hit you, your stupid ass will be right in the graveyard. You ain't going up, you ain't going down. They're going to put you right under a stone. Come on. But anyway, long story short, hey, listen, I wanted to say my side of the story. I see a lot of racism going on the internet. I see a lot of black people that are against white people. And I'm just here to let you know that I am that one honky that will fuck you up when you see me. So if you come at me with that racism shit and you're a different kind and you're black, I'm going to fuck you up. That's all I wanted to say. I did put my opinion and I did say my piece on Facebook. I'm tired of seeing the racism shit. I'm fitting to lift anybody up off the ground that's black that don't like white people. And I'm saying that and I'm standing on that, and it's on live and it's going to stay on live, and I'm not deleting this live. And then after I get off this live, I'm clipping up what I just said and I'm sharing it on my story and I'm sharing it on my wall on Facebook. Believe that I stand on everything I said. I'm lifting any black people up off their feet that don't like white people and that are racist against white people. I'm here to say that right now. Let's get it established. If you're black and you're racist, fuck you. I hate you. That's all I wanted to say. You're the worst of the worst. I hate you more than I hate the child molesters. I hate you more than anything. Believe that. Like, if you are black and you don't like white people, I hate you. And I'm going to forever stand on that. I don't care what's going on. But anyway, long story short, let me stop saying dumb shit. But that's what I feel, and that's what I'm going to forever stand on. And I'm going to go back and say it again. If you are black and you don't like me because I'm white and you're racist against white people, I hate you and cannot stand you. And I will do everything that I can do to get you off this earth in a quick second. If you come across my path, I'm going to let you know that you came across my path. You're not going to let me know that you came across my path. I promise. If you come across my path, I'm going to let you know that you came across my path. Come on. And remember, there's a lot of people watching me right now, and everybody in my city watches me. Listen, let me tell you something. When you come from a small city like I come from, and you're one of the very few people, even though I'm not famous and I'm not turned up, listen, I came from nothing. I'm one of the white boys that everybody knows that's from the trenches. Everybody knows me. They think that I have like made a way, right? They don't understand that I'm just not really making no money off YouTube. They see that people are watching me. And every time I go live, I'm turned up and got motion. So now at this point, they're out to get me. They don't like me. Anybody's girlfriends that I fucked from 10 years ago, they're ready to kill me. Like, all that, because that's what happens when you go to turn up, and it don't matter how long down the road. So like what I'm getting at is I'm in a way more, worst situation I was ever in. Like these people damn sure come get me today and knock me off. So like, that's the reason I grabbed the gun. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I never carried guns like that. I wasn't allowed to carry guns when I was younger. I went through my life from the time I was like 18 until I was 23 and did not know that I could own a gun. I was a felon and knew I was a felon. I have 2 felonies on my record. One day my girl went to go buy her a gun. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to see if they'll let me buy a gun. The worst they could tell me is no. And she's like, oh, babe, you got those 2 felonies. I was like, yeah, but they're not felonies. They're amended down to misdemeanors. Yes, I did get charged with a felony. Receiving stolen property and theft by unlawful taking over 10,000, tampering with physical evidence. I had 3 felonies on my record. One of them's dismissed, and 2 of them I pled guilty to a lesser charge. I walked straight into the gun store and bought a gun. They didn't tell me that day. I waited 24 hours. I came back and was able to buy a gun from the store. I have already shot somebody on an accident when I was younger, and it's on file. They should have never gave me a gun. Like, they even told me that I should. And now it really was on an accident. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was an accident. Like, I cheddar bobbed a motherfucker when I was like 8. No, I was like 13, but I cheddar bobbed a motherfucker. And then 3 years after that, slumped somebody in a hallway over a deal. So it was like, and got caught up for it. I don't know if y'all know, but like, I fucking got questions for 3 hours over that shit. Fucking missing persons unit just came and beat on my door 8 months ago and left their card wanting to talk to me and question me. My girl's right in there. God strike me dead if I'm lying right now. I got people that'll vouch. I'll never lie about anything on here. I give them the God's honest truth every time I come on here. I have changed my whole entire life around. I went from fucking selling drugs and doing all types of stupid shit in and out of jail every single week to going to work and doing the right thing and staying out of the way and not selling drugs like that no more and doing what I'm supposed to do to stay out the way. Like, that's a hard thing to do. I put in a lot of work to be able to get to where I'm at. I don't commit crimes no more. I don't steal. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't commit crimes no more. I commit crimes, but I don't. Everybody commits crimes. You hop in your car with a buzz, you committed a crime. You know what I'm saying? You hit a joint and go drive down the road, you committed a crime. You know what I mean? Like, if you went in there and walked in there and bought some liquor from the store and you started drinking it, you just committed a crime. Because as soon as you walk out your front door, you committed a crime. Public intoxication. You best believe as soon as you walk off that private property and you're caught drunk out in public, you're going right to jail. You know what I'm saying? People commit crimes every day and don't even realize it because the world is so fucking bullshit and so weak and so stupid that they put all these little dumbass laws into place and into effect for you to follow. But you start thinking to yourself, who the fuck said I gotta follow this law? And let me ask you something. Let me see what the person looks like that made this law. Show me a picture of the person and what they look like that made this law to where I have to follow this law and then y'all are fucking enforcing this motherfucker. Hey, listen, I'm forever one of them ones. I'm never going to live by these laws they put in place. I'm forever an outlaw, and everybody should be like that. Don't never let the government feel like you are a slave or to feel like that they got you locked in or to feel like if you wanted to jump off this earth right now and go missing in action, that they would still be able to find you. Because listen, if I wanted to fall off this earth right now, the government will never find me. Hey, listen, the government will never find me if I decide to go hide. There is a reason why I go live. And these people have did and paid everything they could possibly pay to try to figure out my information and where I live and my phone number. They ain't got shit. The only thing they got was a phone number. There's a reason why they can't get an updated address on me. Because you think I'm that stupid? You think I'm that dumb to go downtown and tell them, hey, this is where my address is today. This is where I'm living at now. If anything ever goes south and I blow this guy's face off, like, y'all know where to find me. Yeah, no, I'm good for what? So I can get mail? Don't you know it's a paperless society now? Motherfuckers don't use mail. Fuck that address. I'll never go down there and tell them people my real address. I've been using a fake address for fucking 12 years. Fuck you talking about? Then you start to wonder, why does he be using a fake address if he's living a legit life? And, you know what I'm saying? Why ain't you got a real ID? Blah, blah, blah. I'll show you my ID right now. It says not for real ID purposes. Let me hide everything real quick. Let me hide that too, because you know how people, well, I don't care about it. What's that say right there? Not for real ID purposes. That's the reason I couldn't hop on a plane and go to Miami. They said, oh, you just showed your driver's license. Man, look, don't nobody give a fuck about that. Give a shit about that. Listen, that's the reason I couldn't hop on a plane. Them bitches don't want to let me leave the country, let alone fucking hop on a plane. They'll let me buy a gun, but they won't let me get a passport. Did y'all hear that right? They'll let me buy a gun, but they won't let me get a passport. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, so you're telling me as long as I stay in this little section, I can fuck everybody over and ruin my life and kill whoever I want. But, like, if I want to leave the gun here and just go to a different country to see something new, y'all won't let me. Man, fuck y'all. Stupid asses won't let me get a passport. But anyway, oh yeah, and I did want to, but back to what I was saying real quick, because I am going real fast, right? And I got a lot of stuff that I wanted to say, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I started reading a bunch of shit on Facebook and it pissed me the fuck off. And I started seeing a bunch of black people that were teaming up against white people, and I've never been that type of dude. I've always loved everybody and wanted everybody to be with everybody. And like, you'll catch me walking down the street with a black guy, Mexican guy, Asian guy. It don't matter. I don't care what you are. We're people at the end of the day. Your heart beats the same way mine beats. Your blood pumps the same way and the same exact way. You get what I mean? It's like, I don't give a fuck. But I'm starting to see a whole bunch of racist ass black people trying to come up off of, you know what I mean, and say a bunch of shit about this, that, and the other. And everything I'm seeing on the internet is a whole bunch of shit that I'm not hearing in real life. Believe that. Like, everything that you see on the internet is everything that you won't see in real life. And it's everything that they won't say to you face to face. Believe that. Internet is full of bitches, full of pussies. Then they think, oh, well, you're doing the same thing. You get on here and go live and you talk shit and you do this and do that. There's a difference. They know where I'm at. They know exactly where I'm at. They know my address. They know my phone number. They know where to find me. When I go outside later, hey, bro, I fuck with that live you did. I seen you. I was with you. Yep. I fuck with that live earlier. You was hot. I seen you. Ha, 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to say. Yeah, I run into people all day, every day that notice me and know who I am. Everywhere I go. I hadn't been on live for 3 months and motherfuckers was noticing me. It was like, bruh, you look familiar. Like, I could have swore I just seen you on, don't you go live? Yeah. Bro, that's crazy. Like, you really do be in the city. Like, damn, like, I be watching you, bro. I'm subscribed to you. Like, you really do be out here, don't you? Every day. Like, I live here and I'll forever be living here. Like, it kills me because, like, I've ran into so many people and it baffles them to see me outside walking. And I'm like, bro, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not even, like, turned on YouTube yet. I have 1,000 subs. Like, nobody really knows who I am yet. I thought so. No, they know who the fuck I am. Everywhere I go in my city, they notice me. They see me. They know who 502 Jordan is. Like, maybe not on the outside, like y'all states and stuff. Y'all probably, of course, they don't know who I am. But my state, everyone knows me because there's not nobody really that has made a way or become in the main, and this ain't really mainstream or anything like that, right? But there's nobody that they can sit there and sit in their house and look on the internet and watch them besides Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow, ESTG, Bryson Tiller. 3 people that's made it, right? So it's like people in my city don't get on the internet or don't get on the TV or anything. So if they see you on the TV or they see you on the internet, we're from Kentucky. It's a bunch of idiots. They think that they're dealing with somebody famous. Everywhere I go, they jump in my live. Are you on live? Oh. And it's like they think they're dealing with somebody famous. And then I tell them, like, I just got 1,000 subs. Like, I just started. And then they still fucking are like, oh, but you're on YouTube. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm going to follow you and all this shit. And I'm like, bruh. Like, that baffled me when I was walking around my own city and people just, like, jump in the lives and, like, think that you're somebody just because you go live. Like, bruh, I be telling them all the time, and that's my famous line to say, man, I'm dressed up garbage can. I'm just a dressed up garbage can, man. I'm just like everybody else. But, like, I ain't gonna lie, the love that they be showing me in my city be getting to my head a little bit probably because, like, I've got, like, 10, 20 people on here now that are actually watching me and following me. And, like, they watch me every day and they're in my city. And, like, what meant the most to me, though, is, like, that people were fucking with me and nobody was out to get me. I expected everybody to be out to get me and I was ready for whatever. But what really baffled me is my whole city fucks with me. Like, nobody has looked at me and, like, said some fucked up shit or stupid shit from my city. Like, everybody that comes in here from my city shows me love, bro. And I could cry over that. Cause, like, fucking, that's all I ever wanted was just to be fucking, you know, known in the city or to, like, be a part of or just to have something going for myself that not everybody's got. That's all I ever wanted. You know what I mean? Literally, just to be able to say I did something and I built something and that not everybody can say that. You get what I mean? I want to be one of the guys that did something different from everybody else. That's all I ever wanted. So, like, my city showing me love and shit meant the most to me out of everything. Like, after I had people that was in my city and rooting for me, that's when I knew that, like, I could do this and that I was gonna do this no matter what. But yeah, I just wanted to say that earlier because, like, I ain't gonna lie, there was a couple people that was saying, like, don't get on there and do that. They were saying it was too early. They said, no, don't get on there and say that about that black boy or whatever. Like, you ain't got no right to say that and shit like that. No, I've got every bit of a right to say it because these people aren't giving you the truth. And I said the truth about it. They gave that man 35 years and he's 17 years old. They should have never gave him 35 years. They gave him a murder charge. It should not have been murder. It should have been bodily injury. It should, because let me tell you something. I hate to explain it again, but there's new people on here. When you have a gun on you, you shoot somebody and kill them, they can prove it's murder. They knew that your intention was to kill somebody when you grabbed that gun, and they're going to ask you in court, when you grabbed that gun, was your intention to protect yourself? Of course, you're going to say, yes, if somebody's trying to kill me, I'm going to kill them if I got this gun on me, for sure. That's how, and then if you say no, because you're thinking, oh, well, if I tell them I got the gun, and then then you tell them no, and they're going to say, oh, so your intent wasn't to protect yourself with this gun. So you knew you were going to do something other than protect yourself with this gun. So you were going to kill, right? So no, it ain't premeditated. It's not premeditated at all. There's no way that they could prove that it was premeditated because he had a knife. If he had a gun, it would be premeditated. But people carry knives every day in the world. If he was smart, he would have said, look, I hunt, I fish. I carry knives everywhere I go on me. Then that automatically, no matter what, even if the jury said no, he's lying, that automatically it's inadmissible in court. They have to throw that out. That's all he has to say. He could say no, like to school, yes, to school. He could say he had been getting bullied for the last 6 months and he felt like it was safe and he didn't want to carry a gun to school, so he brought the knife. Yes, he can. Yes, yes, to school, to school. I'm gonna tell you why they should not have gave him murder because he stabbed. Listen, if he brought a gun, he should have got murder. They should have never gave him murder. He only stabbed the guy one time. He only stabbed him one time, and it was a knife. That's why I said it should have been bodily injury, which resulted in murder, or what it's called is bodily injury, which resulted in death. That's what it is. That means you killed somebody And you came, it's not like manslaughter. Manslaughter means you killed somebody, but you didn't mean to kill them. Like you got into a car wreck and they died, or you were holding a gun and you pulled it out or something and it went off and you killed them. That's manslaughter. But like bodily injury, which results in death, means that you killed somebody, but you didn't know that you were going to kill them. Like your intent wasn't to kill them, but they did die. But you did it willingly, and your intent was to hurt these people. You know what I mean? There's a big difference. It should have been bodily injury because he only had a knife. Not only did he only have a knife, which is looked at as a lesser charge than having a gun and shooting somebody's face off. A knife is nowhere near as violent. Not only did he have a knife, he only hit him one time. He only stabbed the boy one time. Listen, I'm white. I'm white. I'm not taking nobody's side. I promise you, and I'm gonna take the white people's side before I ever would take the black people's side, and that's just how it is. The black people would forever take their people's side before they ever. But what I'm saying is right and wrong is wrong, and I'm not gonna take anybody's side if I feel like. And the little boy wasn't. Listen, he wasn't in the wrong like that. He wasn't in the wrong like that. If somebody is gonna jump on me and there's three of y'all, I'm gonna stab you too. And I'm probably gonna cut your other homeboy too to watch the other three of y'all run. All right. And then not only that, if he would have hit him and kept hitting him, murder. Murder right off the bat, right? You can prove to a jury that his intent was to kill him because he was hitting him multiple times. But for him to hit him one time, bing, bing, and then he died, okay, yeah, he died. But that's not murder. Yes, he died. And you killed him at the hand, he died at the hands of your actions. But that's not murder. You can't prove to a jury that he came there to take that man out and wasn't going to stop until he died. Especially when he only stuck him one time. That's what gets me. They gave him 35 years. Not only he didn't have a gun, it was only a knife. And then he only hit him once. There's no way that y'all proved to a jury that his intent was to come there and murder that person. It might have been to come there and hurt him. It might have been there to come there and jump him. It might have been to come there and beat his ass. It might have been to come there and slap his girlfriend in the mouth to embarrass him and everybody else. You know what I mean? But you can't prove that before that man left the house that he was coming to take that man out and he wasn't going to stop until he killed him. That is not reasonable suspicion of murder. It is not murder what he did. It is bodily harm, death, meaning that you killed somebody at the actions of your hands. To kill them, you were there to get them off you, or you were there to hurt them and get them away from you. You weren't there to kill them. Like, yeah, so it's like they were in the wrong for giving him 35 years like that, especially with him being 17. The reason he didn't get a life sentence is because they can't give him a life sentence. He's not 25 yet, or it's 23, I think. You have to be a certain age for them to give you life in prison with a parole. They always give you a chance. They always give you a chance. They cannot give him life in prison at 17 years old. If they could have, they would have. But what I'm saying is, and I'll say this, the black boy, was definitely wrong. He was in the wrong. Nobody had touched him yet. Nobody had jumped on you. Nobody had tried to swing on you yet, and you stuck the man. The only thing they were doing was, because I done seen the evidence. I done read through it. They done put out all the evidence that they did. Listen, whenever you go to trial and your trial's over, you have to have it's your right that the state has to give you every bit of evidence that they had against you in order to convict you. That is your right. That goes for anybody. You will not find out a motion of discovery until after your trial's over because they don't want witnesses to get hurt. They don't want you to have the upper hand or have any information that you shouldn't have in order for you to beat the trial. Or they don't want you to have the upper hand over the prosecutors. So that's why. But at the end of every trial, and when you get convicted and you're sitting in that jail, they bring you a paper, and usually it's multiple papers, and it's called a motion of discovery. And it is every single piece of evidence that the state had against you in order to convict you for this crime. And they have to show you that 100%. So that means that all the people that say that go and try to snitch and go talk to the cops on the low and call them and tell them to pull up in their driveway and, you don't want to be seen and you want to remain anonymous,
You never remain anonymous, ever. You might remain anonymous for the first year or 2 years until the trial's over. As soon as that trial's over, they're going to have your full name, your address, where you live, where you're a citizen at, everything on that motion of discovery. Oh, yes. If you were a witness and you testify against somebody, yeah, you're in the clear until I get sentenced and go to jail. When I get this motion of discovery, I'm going to know your full name, your address, everything. It tells all information about you. So that's what I'm getting at here. A lot of times, like, that's how everybody always gets caught when they go in and they snitch. There is no getting away when you snitch. The people want to see your paperwork. As soon as you walk in that jail, the first thing they're going to say is paperwork. You know that. Listen, every time I've ever walked into a cell anywhere I went to, they check my paperwork. Every single one of them. I've never not walked. If you walk in a cell and they don't check your paperwork, you're in the wrong cell. You're in a chomo cell or you're in protective custody. You know what I mean? Every time I ever go to jail, they check my shit. That's why I'll never be a snitch. I will never tell on nobody. I have always took every one of my charges. Not only that, but I have took charges for people because they wouldn't fess up and admit that it was theirs, and I said that it was mine just so they wouldn't go to prison for 10 years because they were on felony parole and I didn't have parole or anything. I would have just went to jail. Come on, man. I took a burglary charge when I was 17 years old. They were telling me I was going to go to prison for 15 years. They said, if you don't tell us who did this right now, you are going to jail for the next 10 to 15 years, and I can promise you that. He said, I will do everything in my power to make sure it sticks and you stay in there. I knew exactly who did it and had did it with them and had pillowcases full of shit, right? I took the rap for that. I went to jail. I ended up getting it dismissed. I ended up beating the case. They had no evidence against me. I beat that case. I still had to pay $1,000. I still sat in jail, in juvenile jail for fucking ever to get out, bro. And then when they finally decided to let me out, they were saying that I had to have a parent come get me. And I didn't have no parents. I said, there ain't nobody that can come get me. Like, so what am I going to do? Just stay in here forever? Because nobody can come. They say, you'll stay in here till you're 18. I said, no, y'all got me fucked up, man. I started blooping out. I tried to beat the guard to death that day. I actually got a charge for that. I went to the hole for fucking 90 days over that. But I was in a fucked up position, and like, I had been stuck in this cell forever. And like, when you're stuck in a cell for a long time like that, listen, it only takes about 2 days of being stuck in a cell before you start getting angry and you start feeling like it's a dark feeling, man. It really is. Like, you feel lost almost. You feel like nobody cares. Like, everybody's on the outside. They're not thinking about you. And like, it goes from being hurt. Well, I'll tell you what, this is how it starts. It goes from being scared to being hurt to being nervous to being angry. Because once you get comfortable and you're in that, that's exactly how it goes. First, you're nervous, kind of scared when you go in. Then you're in there, you sit there for about 2, 3, 4 days. Now you're hurt. You're like, man, fuck, bro, I miss my girl. I ain't seeing nobody. Like, ain't nobody called me. I ain't got no money. Not to mention my stomach's growling and I'm hungry. So that's making it way worse. You know what I mean? And I'm stuck in a box with nothing and nobody and no human interaction. That's when it goes from the hurt, you start feeling sorry for yourself and shit like that. Now, after about 20 or 30 days, you're comfortable with living in there, so it's not scary no more. At this point, now you're angry. Now you're locked in here. And now you're telling yourself the next guard that comes through this flat, when he opens this motherfucker, I'm shitting him down. I got a Glock dookie right here, and everybody's getting hit. Like, I mean that. And I was one of them ones, bro. Like, when I get into them lockup modes, I get into them lockup modes. And I get ruthless. I really do. I'll shit bomb you down, whatever it takes. Like, I will run in your cell with a Glock dookie if you got a commissary bag. Bitch, give it to me or I'm slinging this all over you. What? What? You heard me? Yeah, like, it's like that. Like, you want this Glock dookie or you just want to go ahead and give up this $30 sack for the week and get yours next week? Come on, for real. I get in them jail modes. Like, I'm a nasty motherfucker when it comes to, like, when I'm in jail and shit. I'll spit on you, fucking. I'll do it all. Like, I'm beating on the doors all day. I get in a different mode when I'm in there because you have to be. Like, you got to be in there with these animals, and you know what I mean. If they sense any type of weakness, or if they even think the slightest that they could get this off you and you won't do nothing or something, oh God, you're done. I'm talking about it is way better just to fight your fucking ass off, and if you get beat, you get beat, but they won't come up on you and try to take nothing. Even if you take a major loss and you just can't fight worth a fuck, they still won't come up and take your shit because they don't want to fight with you. They think only time they're gonna come up and take it is if they know they can take it and not fight with you. But I've never had nothing taken from me. I get to fighting in that motherfucker, and every time I do, I win. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get so angry, and I got so much of anger problems that if there's not two of them, I don't feel like one person can hold me or stop me like that. To be honest, I really do, and I hate to be like that. And I know that there is. There's plenty, bro. There's people that's towering me. I'm a small guy. I'm 155 pounds, but that's just my mentality, though. Like I really feel like if you only got one person with you, that you're not gonna be able to do shit. It's like it's you and me. I don't care if you're 6'5". I feel like if you got one person with you, that it's over. It's over. Like I know that, and I don't know. It's just it's always been like that. I remember though when I was 10 and 11 and 12 years old, before I got beat up and stuff, I used to be scared to fight. I used to be scared to fight when I was like, I wouldn't say 10, but when I was like 9 and 10, and my parents, well, not my parents, because my parents weren't there, but my dad and his brothers and shit, they used to make us go in the front yard, in the backyard, and fight until we weren't spooked. Like, because out of God giving, uh, you know what I mean? It's like people that come on this earth, like when you do stuff that might be negative, or you know you're not supposed to do it, or you get a nervous feeling, or you might be scared. So anybody in their right mind that says that they were never scared to get into a fight, or they're lying. You're a human being at the end of the day, and you know that there's a chance that you could bleed or take a loss. You were scared, okay? Just because I'm the one that mentioned it, and I'll be the guy that said. But yeah, when I was 9 and 10 years old, I would be scared to fight. Like there had been time where I was in school and got hit with an eraser and shit, and fucking wouldn't do nothing. You know what I mean? It got to be about until I was about 11 years old, 12 years old, right before I was a teenager. And I would be out in the backyard with my dad. And then it got to the point to where my dad would throw the gloves on with me, and he would make me box him. And then after I started tearing his ass up, I was the top guy. There was nobody else that could beat me at that point. Like, and what was crazy is when I was young and we would be in the gym boxing, the same people that used to kick my ass, once I finally got some size on me, I ended up, growing up and kicking their ass, and then it ended up surprising me. And I actually surprised myself. Like, a lot of times you're capable of way more than you think you are. And that just as much as you think that you might lose to this man if he swings on you or you get in a fight, they're thinking the same exact way. You just got to prove and be that right one to go crazy. You get what I mean? I'm always been that one that if we get into a fight, I'm going to make sure that I go above and beyond. And listen, if you fall too fast and your homies are with you, one of them's going to have to take your spot. Straight up. Like if I'm coming and I'm ready to box and I hit you twice and you fall, one of your homies is hopping in, because like I got anger problems. Like I'm definitely checking them with you. Like if you drop, bam, bam, and you drop, no, the shirt's ripping off, and I'm coming over there to them too, and we're gonna try it with them and see which one of them want me. None of them. But yeah, long story short, I woke up kind of on the wrong side of the bed, because I seen a bunch of racist ass black people that was saying shit about fucking white people, and I've never been that type of guy. I've always loved everybody. I don't care what color you are. I've always grew up in the hood, in the trenches. Like I've always been outnumbered. I was one of the few white guys, so I don't. I'm one of the white guys that will pretty much have the black people's back more than the regular white man. You know what I mean? I got a little bit more lenience and a little bit more, I forgot the word. A little bit more like understanding and shit, like of what they're coming from, more than the average white person, for sure. Average white person to say, nah, fuck him, he should have been in there 40 years, fuck his ass. But you gotta look at the fact and not look at like you just don't like him because he's black. Because that's what people look, a lot of these white guys are like that. And The facts of it is the man had a knife, he didn't have a gun. He stabbed him once, not 20 times. For y'all to give him a solid murder charge is crazy. Assault with a deadly weapon, bodily injury resulting in death, of course. 100% he was dead wrong. Nobody had touched him. Nobody had swung on him yet. Nobody had did anything wrong to him yet, and he stabbed him. He was dead wrong. He could have walked off or left. It was his pride. Yes, he was wrong for that. He should go do time. 10 years, 5 years. You don't give a 17-year-old 35 years because he stabbed somebody one time and the guy died. And then y'all gave him a murder charge. You can't prove that he murdered that man. Yeah, you can prove that he's dead at the hand. But what I'm saying is that's not the case. Everybody knows he's dead. It ain't about if they can prove that you killed this man. We know you killed him. It's about if they can prove that your intentions was to kill this man. It's about if before you left, before anything had happened and you were still in a good mood, was your intention to leave and kill this man before you got here? And there is no way that they proved a murder charge on that little boy. There's no way. There's no way that they proved that his intentions was to murder that man before he left. That's why I say it should have been bodily harm resulting in death, or it should have been assault with a deadly weapon resulting in death. It should have been like that. It was a one stab thing. There's no way that they went in front of a jury of 12 people and they were able to convince all 12 of them people that before he left, his idea was to come murder that white kid. There's no way they could prove that. There's no way. They railroaded him. He's 17 years old. They gave him 35 years. They give 35 years to baby molesters and school shooters. They don't give 35 years to a 17-year-old that got into an argument with somebody and stabbed him one time, and now you got to go sit 35 years because he died. Yeah, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. She said the anger stems from slavery. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that much, but you got to remember that the anger almost stems from ignorance. Because the white people ain't the one that sold y'all to the slaves. But we're not going to get into all that. Y'all's own people did that shit. We're not going to get into all that, though, because that's a sensitive topic, and I have no right to say anything about that because I don't know about it, and I'm not going to. But, a lot of times there is their own black people. There is a lot of black people that are ignorant to their own history, and that they have seen people point the finger at white people for so long that their kids grow up to believe in that, and they grow up to believe in that, and that's all they know because that's all they've ever heard their parents say. Oh, the white man, these crackers, this, that, and the other, hoochie. And it's like, at the end of the day, you need to look up the real facts. Did y'all not know that the only person that tried to free the people was white? And that the person that started the slavery for the black people was black? It was a black man that sold the black people to the white people. And did they not know that Abraham Lincoln was completely white and he was the only one that died over trying to free the slaves? And that's why Abraham Lincoln is on the penny. And what color's the penny? Copper, but brown. Brown. There's a reason why Abraham Lincoln's on the penny. Go look up American history about money. It'll tell you. There's a reason. He's on the penny because of Brown, because he was the only one that tried to free the slaves, and he did free them. Believe that if it wasn't for him, it would have been a lot different. You know what I mean? But you got to remember that, like, at the end of the day, they hate us for some stuff that happened to them. But it's like, we helped y'all. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I could never not like somebody that's, black just because they're black. That's wrong. I don't care about that. I do not care about that. I love all black people, for sure. 100%. I'm one of them guys to where I have more compassion for the black people than I do the white people, because the white people ain't outnumbered. And the white people didn't have to go through a bunch of bullshit. You get what I'm saying? So I understand how they would be upset, or how they would feel less than, or how that they would think that white people look at them as if they were weak or something. And that's not the case.
Hey, do you want to go to the World Oddities Expo
Shut that door
today?
because the heat's it's cold. Do I want to go to what?
The World Oddities Expo at the Expo Center.
I don't know. What is it?
Just got lots of stuff there, like different stuff.
Yeah, we can go. Yep. Yep, I was just on here talking about black and white people. I probably shouldn't be doing that. Somebody will fuck around and come kill me. But you know what, man?
Says
If
it
they
has
do come kill me, I fucking stood on what I
lots
believe.
of butterfly taxidermy, lots of jewelry, lots of candles, etc. Jewelry, butterflies, candles, taxidermy, gift novelties, like, and then lots of like people performing like weird shit,
Oh yeah,
like
we're
circusy shit and stuff like that.
we're definitely in there. How much is it to get in?
I don't know. I think it's 20.
Yeah, buy us tickets. I'll send you the money.
Starts at 1, so let me put my makeup on and then we can go. I wonder what time it lasts till. I gotta see.
But yeah, so check this out, man. I love all my peoples, man. White people, black people, I love everybody. So I don't want anybody getting the wrong image of me thinking just because I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, that I don't like black people or something. That's completely false. My whole neighborhood's black. Don't ever forget it.
It's from 11 to 7.
I'm all for the black people, 100%. But at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. And I've seen a lot of black people that's been on the internet right now that's saying a lot of shit that I don't like. I'm not gonna lie, I've been seeing a lot of racist shit, and I'm telling you right now, when I go outside later, if a motherfucker says one goddamn thing to me about any type of white anything, I will be the next motherfucker on the news. I promise you.
And there was also a thing on the waterfront called the Cuban something festival where it said there was Cuban food vendors, like, performing.
Oh
and
yeah, they
stuff.
do got that down there. Yeah, we're in there like swimwear. Yeah, I said nothing wrong. Cause I really feel like sometimes when I talk about certain stuff like this, I don't like to do that because people will try to flip it around and make it seem like you was the racist guy or something, and they're quick to do that. And really, I just speak on the stuff that everybody's scared to say something about. You know what I mean? And have you ever noticed that black people are quick to talk about some white shit, but white people aren't quick to talk about some black shit? You get what I mean? And what I'm getting at here is like I've seen a lot of racism lately, and it's really pissed me off, like bad, to where like I'm on it type shit. Like I'm ready. Like you see me outside, you gonna pick the right one. Not the right one. You gonna pick the white one. Fuck you talking about? You know what I mean? Cause I've been seeing a lot of they're calling us crackers and clear and this, that, and the other, and their little posts. And you know what I've noticed though, and I made a status. I said something about it on somebody's status. I said, for some odd reason, you always see the black people hating on the white people and saying bullshit about white people. But when do you ever see the white people actually really doing that to the black people? Never. Never. We never look at you guys like you think and just think fucking the N-word or, you know what I mean? Never. We don't think that. But like, as far as I'm concerned, black people are way more racist than white people ever thought about being because of their past, which almost makes them accustomed or equipped with racism before they ever even know about it, just because of, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. To be honest, I don't see racist white people. Now, granted, I'm from Kentucky, so I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I'm not gonna lie like that. I can't lie like that. I see racist white people a lot, a whole lot. I can't lie like that. Let me not. Let me go back and rephrase that and clean that one.
Racist black people a lot too.
Yeah, let me go ahead and clean that one up. I definitely, especially where I'm from, I do see, but it's not racism as they don't like you because you're black, or they're not gonna do anything for you because you're black. It's just racist. Like a lot of these people that are bikers and shit, they're racist. But the thing is, it's not racist as they're not gonna talk to you if you're black and you come up and say something to them, or they're not gonna, drop you off at the gas station if you ran out of gas just because you're black. That's not the case. That's not. But they are looking at it like, listen, if it was the white guy or the black guy, I'm picking up the white guy. Like, they are looking at it like, we don't hate you because you're this color, but we love us because we're this color. That's more of along the lines of what it is. It's not anymore. It's not that people are racist. They hate you because you're colored different.
It's more along the lines of they're just about their shit. They're 100% about their kind and their race, and that's just what it is with them. Like, that's how everybody should be. If I see a black man and you're forcing and you're fucking an Uncle Tom, I'm clowning you. I'm calling you out about it. I've seen a few. I've seen a few. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's some black guys out here that are fucking take the white man's side and not fucking, you know what I mean? Not help out the fucking black people and shit, and that's not how it should be. You get what I mean? It's only right that the black people love and help the black people, and the fucking white people, you know what I mean? That's your kind. That's what you were raised as. Like, if I'm an Indian and I was born Native American, I can't grow up and be happy for the black people or the white people. I'm not a white or a black person. I would have been Native American. So I'm loving like, if I run into another Indian on the reservation, what's the word, herd? Like, yes, sir. We're in there like swimwear. What's going on? Like, all that, because we already got a connection. Like, we already got a relationship. That's how it should be. So I get it. You know what I mean? I really get it. But what I don't get is people hating somebody because they are black or because they are white or because like, at the end of the day, they act the same way you do. You know what I mean? They act the same way you do. They wear clothes the same way you do. They go to work the same way you do. They talk the same way you do. We might sound different or have a different accent, or, this white guy might talk proper while he talks slang and ghetto, but it's still a person. They still think the same way you think. They still do the same things you do. They still like the same things you like. The same way you live is the same way they live. The same way you think's the same way they think. Like, it's no different because you see a different color on them. So I just never really, I was always confused about racism, to be honest. Like, why you hate that man so bad because he's black? Or why does that black man hate him because like, you're going to have to be around these people your whole life. I don't know when you're going to get over that, but like, so now every time you see a white person, you're just going to be in your feelings and upset and like, ah, look at that cracker. Well, then you fucked yourself out of life. That means you got some self issues going on with inside and you can't fill that void. And now you got to walk around your whole life feeling less than and letting these people get under your skin and in your head for no reason. And they're not even thinking anything about what you're thinking about like you think they are. You know what I mean? They don't care one bit about what you're thinking that they care about and how you're thinking that they're this and that. So that's all I wanted to say. And I did want to get on here and say something about the Carmelo Anthony guy because, like, nobody was saying nothing about it. And I got on here and I stated the God's honest truth and God's honest facts about the situation. Was he wrong for stabbing him? Yes, because he didn't get touched yet. If we're arguing back and forth and then you get mad at something I say and then you run up and stab me, you're dead wrong. I hadn't touched you yet. If I punch you or I act like I'm going to hit you or I tell you I'm going to kill you or something like that, okay then. But if I'm like, yeah, you're a bitch, you ain't gonna fight, look at him, you shouldn't even be here, fucking leave, bitch, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Then that's not a reason you could have punched him in the face and it would have been a better outcome than stabbing him, right? That's not a reason to do it. So, yes, he was in the wrong for stabbing the man because his life wasn't in danger. Even if the boys hopped on him, cut all of them to pieces. Fuck them white horse. Cut them all up. Cut his ear off. Fuck him. Matter of fact, motherfucking cut his fingernails off. Fucking stomp on his dick when he hits the floor. You know what I mean? I don't care. Fuck it. If he did something to you, do something to him. Come on. But if he didn't touch you, you don't touch them. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm big on. Even though I know that there's a lot, like, I have boxed for a long time. There's a lot of people, 70 to 80% of the people I come across, I could smoke their doors off. And I know that, but I'm not going to treat them disrespectful or be rude. I'm super nice to everybody. Like, super respectful. And I never act like that because fucking somebody will fuck you up out here. Like, yeah, oh yeah, you can fight real good, Tooski. Boom! That's what happened that's what happened with the car. They didn't say it in court, but the white guy had trained and knew jujitsu for fucking a long time. Like, that white guy knew jujitsu and shit. They didn't say that in court because it would have been inadmissible or whatever, and like it wouldn't have gave him a fair trial if they would have said that guy, so they leave stuff like that out. But he was trained in jiu-jitsu. And then not only that,
they were kicked off. Like, he wasn't even supposed to be at the school. So that's why he was in the wrong. But the government and the fucking state is in the wrong for giving that man 35 years and he's a little kid. Listen, when you're that young, your mind is not capable of thinking about situations properly like you should, as if you were 30. What I'm saying is when you're young, these people have to show you. Like when you're a baby and they say, you better not get in that cookie jar. You leave them cookies alone. As soon as the mom turns around, you see them over here like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just off of instinct. They're young. They don't know yet. Their mind is not properly telling them, like, look, if you get this and they told you no, your ass is going to get busted. They're going to have to see first. But after it happens to them, they won't do it again. You get what I'm saying? After it happens to them, they won't do it again. So what I'm getting at here is he's 17 years old. He made a mistake. Give him 5 or 10 years. He won't do it again. If he does, he deserves 35. But his mind is not capable of thinking, what I'm saying is when you're 17, you're not thinking these people are going to put me up forever. And they will put you up forever. But what your mind is telling you is like, no, I'll get out one day. I'm young. I got a long life to live. Like, that's what mine would always tell me. So they're not even fully rational decisions that he's thinking of. Like, the same decisions as he would have made at 30, it probably wouldn't have been the same way. You know what I mean? At 17, listen, I remember going to school and I would have never let a soul touch me. If somebody would have touched me or something, I would have been looked at like a goofy or something and everybody would have bullied me. But that was the image that I was giving off, right? As I was in school, I wanted to be that guy where nobody bullied or fucked with, and I was. But as I got older, I realized that didn't even matter. Because all these people are either dead or grown now with kids. And like me fighting good or like being that guy that, didn't want to get picked on, nobody gave a fuck. Like when I hit 30, I realized how stupid that was. I was like, damn, I was in school fighting and throwing milk cartons at people and throwing erasers at the bus driver and doing all this stupid ass shit and getting into fights and like trying to look cool. And then come to find out at 30, I realized like, I just want to go back to school and like do the right thing and all that shit was lame. Like, I wonder why I always wanted to just like, give people the image like not to fuck with me. But it was because, like just the way I was growing up and shit. Like, I had seen my dads and like I had grew up around a lot of scary ass people, to be honest. And like they fucking are still scary to this day. Like just all of them's been to prison and they're fucking nuts, So I just think it was more of like seeing how they were to people. But I always noticed that like these people were good people and went to prison. They've been to prison for 10 and 15 and 20 years. They got fucking shields tattooed on them and Nazi symbols and shit, right? With bald, slick heads. And I always thought, damn, he's racist. He's crazy. Like, what's he thinking? Some of the nicest people you will ever meet. If you do them wrong, they'll hit you one time and knock you out. Wham! One time. And for sure one time. No more. But what I'm getting at is you would never know. They're the nicest people ever. They treat people with respect. Like, there'll be yes sir and a no sir and people that are younger than them. So I've always been like that. So like now when my bosses say something and shit, like I'm always that guy and they always look at me like, why is he so respectful? I always yes sir and stuff like that. And it don't even matter, but it's to the point to where they realize like that something about him, like he's crazy, like he's too nice for a reason, like he'll fuck around and touch you up. They know that now. But what I'm getting at here is as I got older, I realized that all that shit that I was trying to be when I was younger and I wanted people in my neighborhood to like know that, like, to be scared basically of me. If they knew I was coming, I want them to be spooked of me. Like, so anytime I got into it, I went above and beyond. Like, the people knew, like, don't fuck with him, he's gonna shoot at you. Like, if you ride down his street and you got him on, he's gonna fire your car down for sure. And I wanted them people to know that. Like, it was one of them things, and it worked. And to be honest, it was probably some of the best decisions I ever made was not letting people truck over me and
Like not letting certain things slide. Because when you let one thing slide, you let a landslide. They said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. I'm reading y'all's comments too, by the way. I know I'm not responding, but I'm seeing y'all's comments. We just shouldn't let boogies that commit violent crimes out of prison. Yeah, I mean, but you got to ask yourself, though, and really think about it, and take out that he was black or white or whatever. He was black. For him to stab somebody one time, it's almost on the fact like, look, I can't help it you died and you're weak. It's fucked up to say it like that, but like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not taking anybody's side. He was dead wrong, and fuck him for killing a white person, to be honest. But at the same time, I gotta play both sides and not take one side and realize that 35 years was way too much that they gave to that man. 35 years at 17, you only stabbed him once. You didn't even have a gun and killed him. They gave you a murder charge, but couldn't prove that you came to murder him. It's different, man. I don't know. I just think they gave him way too much, man. At the end of the day, 2 kids got their lives taken away, and that's what it's going to have to be. But at the end of the day, should he sit for 35 years to learn a lesson? Hell no. Not over a stabbing. If he walked up and blew his head off and they knew he was coming there to get him, or say that guy had fucked with his girlfriend or something days before, and then he knew he'd been looking for him, but he knew the only place he could find him was at the football game because he played on the football game, and he came up there and just smoked his head off. Blow! Yes, that's circumstances for murder. But what I'm getting at is him coming up there with a knife, only hitting him once. He died. You gave him 35 years. Way too much. If it had been a white guy, he got 12 years out of it. What I'm getting at is I've got homies that did 20 times worse than that. Shot up cars, all, involving kids and everything, and they were out in 5 years. And they were adults. They were adults. They were adults. He said, why are you simping for black people this hard? I'm not simping for anybody. You get what I'm saying? All I'm saying is the right and the wrongs about it. Like I said, fuck him for killing a white person. You get what I mean? I don't care nothing about him. Like, if I was to see him, I'd probably slap him in the face for it. Why? Just because everybody's being so racist against all the white people, right? That I'm just looking for somebody to get anyway. So, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, for me to be siding with a black, it's crazy. Could never. Like, let me be honest about that. But what I'm saying is you got to say what's right and what's wrong. And like, yes, he murdered a kid. He should go to jail. I'm not saying he shouldn't be locked up. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have got a 10-year sentence out of that at 17 years old. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have sat in jail until he was 25 or 27 years old. He's 17. He should have sat in there until he was 27 at that point. But what I'm saying is they gave him 35 years. And I've got homies that blow 2 or 3 people down, and they've gotten 10, and they're out right now. I mean, shot up cars with kids in them, killed somebody, shot another person, he's out in 5. I don't know. I just feel like they railroaded him. He'll get an appeal, he'll get a retrial, and he'll end up getting a lesser sentence. For sure. That's 100%. He will get an appeal, that's his right. He will get a retrial, that's his right. And he will get a lesser sentence. But yeah, as far as me, like, taking, you know what I mean, taking sides or taking the black sides, no, I'm going to forever be with the white boys. Remember, I'm 100% honky, don't you ever forget it. I'm going to side with my own kind forever. Believe that. But what I'm saying is you can't side with your own kind if you feel like it ain't right. I'm not going to side with anybody on this because both of them was in the wrong. My thing is, you're a white guy. If you play tough, and you want to fight, you need to know what's going to come with it. He talks shit. He's calling him watermelon felon and calling him this, that, and the other and saying all the racist shit he was saying to him. just know that when you die, instead of getting punched in the mouth, that this is what comes with it. And then when he dies, everybody's sitting in the back like, oh, he was a kid. It was a child. Listen, these were grown men. These were grown men. These were grown men. A child is 10 and 12 and 15 and 13 and 11. These were grown men that were logical and rational decisions. They know right from wrong. They know how it is to be tough and look cool in front of people. They know what is right and what's wrong. They know what not to say and what to say. Everybody wants to be tough and wants to be the fighter and wants to play cool until some shit like this happens. And now everybody's like, man, them little kids was carrying guns and saying the N-word and acting as cool as they possibly could be forever while they were in school. Believe that. You know what I mean? Shoot, this, that, and the, you know what I'm saying? And we, bro had the 40 cal and I had the, it was all that type of shit before the shooting happened. And then when somebody dies, they're, oh, he's such a great kid. He was played for the football team and he had never sold a drug. I mean, he had never drank. He was just well on his way. He was just prospering. But, like, of course they said that. They're not telling you that, like, he sold drugs and had a picture with an AK-47 on his Facebook like this, and that 2 weeks before that he was posting statuses on Facebook wondering what it would be like to kill somebody. And then he stabbed somebody at a football game, a white guy. And then they also seen racist posts that he was posting on Facebook as well prior to this scene. That's why he got a murder charge, because they looked at all the scenarios and he was all on Facebook with guns. And I'll post the picture if you don't believe me. I got the picture screenshotted. Matter of fact, I'll share it to my YouTube. I wasn't going to because people would have got mad and cussed me and canceled me. But yeah, he was all on Facebook with an AK-47, and he had a pistol as well, and he had a shiesty mask on, and the white guy as well. The white guy as well. The white guy was all on there. He was gangster and super tough with the blue flag, and you know what I mean? So it was like everything that comes with it. Everybody wants that shit, but they don't want the bad. You shouldn't have been out there talking shit if you felt like one stab would have took you out the game. I ain't gonna lie, I always tell people, bro, if you hit me anywhere from here, look, you see where his line is? If you shoot me from anywhere down, I'm making it. I swear to God, I tell people all the time, you better fucking blow my damn head off. Because if you hit me from my nipples down anywhere, I'm making it out. I promise, you better shoot way up here. And I tell people that all the time, and I've always said that, and I believe that, truly. Like, I've seen people get shot and shit, it ain't like what you think. You know what I mean? And I've shot people, and it ain't like what you think. You won't even know they're hit and until you see them going, ah, or you know what I mean? Like, as far as, like, you shoot people, and blood flies everywhere, and no, sir. No, sir, that's the movies. Now, don't get me wrong, you blow somebody's fucking head off or something, but it ain't like what you think. Like, oh, they're gonna blow their fucking skull out and you got a piece of their brain hanging out. Brother, if somebody was shot in the head, you wouldn't even know it until their head was swollen like this fucking big and the blood shot was running from the gun hole. But, like, the only way you're gonna know that somebody was shot in the head, and I'm gonna tell you how, and I've already seen it, their head gets about this fucking big when it swells up. And if you think I'm lying, go look it up. I've seen it happen. And I'm talking about within 5 minutes of rigor mortis and them and their heart stopping and everything starting to set in, their head will swell up about this fucking big. If it didn't blow pieces of it off. You get what I mean? But if it's still intact, you get shot in the head, blam, that shit'll swell the fuck up and you know what I mean? You'll look like a goddamn pumpkin head. I'm not playing. It's crazy looking. It ain't like what you think, where when you shoot somebody, blam, then they're just dead. And they're laying there. Yeah, they're dead laying there, but it ain't, like, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody, but that motherfucker swell up like that and start turning black, and that's if they're dead. Now, I ain't never seen somebody that's got shot and, like, made it out alive in their head. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, but I know that I've seen a dead person that got shot in the temple and it went all the way through the other side and their head swelled up about this big within 5 minutes and they turned purple. Yeah, I mean, if you've lived in the trenches, they said that is not entirely true. You get hit with a
He said 180 grain bullet. Brother, I got a 180 grain bullet right here on me in my gun right now. You want me to show you? You think I don't? Hey, but whoever just said that, shout out to you, because I know that you know about guns. Because he's right, 180 grain will blow a motherfucker's shit all the way back. And I got 180 grains in my gun right now. Definitely knows what he's talking about. Yep. 40 cal Smith & Wesson. 180 grain. I probably shouldn't have showed that because they'll probably try to swipe me on this one too, but I don't give a fuck about that shit anymore. I don't even care about getting monetized. I just get on here and tap in with the people and talk to my peoples in the community and the ones that I actually fuck with. At this point, I don't even give a shit. But next month, I am getting monetized, 100% sure. As soon as I reapply, I'll get monetized. But I just gotta fucking wait to reapply. But yeah, brother, I don't play no games. I got 180 grains right here in the Smith & Wesson. And listen, and bro said a 30-06. Listen, let me tell you something right now. Bro said a 30-06. That's a big-ass fucking rifle. A 30-06 will blow you away from 3 football fields away. What I'm saying is I got a 40 cal right beside me that's got 180 grain bullets in it. Thank God that bro said that. Shout out to him, bro, so the people could actually see what I'm dealing with. Boy, I got firepower like no other, man. I'm telling you, when I say it cracks thunder, it cracks thunder. Wow, wow. Fire comes out the end of my 40 cal every time I shoot it, for sure. Wham, wham. Like you see that fire and that spark shoot out the end of it every time. I mean, it cracks thunder. Wow, 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 wow. And there's 17 of them, so it don't end. The shit just keeps going. Wow, 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 wow. Hey, you'd be like, God damn. Like, you won't even have time to breathe. But yeah, no, that's a fact though, bro. I got 180 grains right now. And what's crazy is I got these federal bullets right here that are 165 grain. But the reason I got these ones is because these ones are punch bullets. So they're hollow tips, but they're about that fucking big. The hollow's about that big, so when it hits you, it punches. That's why these are called punch ones, because they're hollow tips, but they explode when they hit you, blam, and it blows fucking chunks out of you. They say Charlie Kirk got it with a 30-06, but nobody believes it. Yeah, he probably did, bro. A 30-06 will smack you from 3 football fields away on target too. I don't give a fuck how much wind is happening. Bro, if you know how to zero in a scope, you will smack somebody from 3 football fields away with a 30-06 for sure. Right in the head. That's what I'm getting at though. That's why I kept telling people whenever Trump almost died and they shut his ear off, I kept telling people, I was like, man, he done paid somebody to fucking miss him. Day when it was Abraham Lincoln and all these old ass presidents, and they came and smoked you right there. There wasn't no failing. Listen, tell me one time, and I guarantee you can't tell me 3 times in history where a president's been assassinated where they failed the first time. Somebody tell me in history 3 different times where a president has been assassinated, but they failed the first time. Motherfuckers don't fail if they're coming to assassinate you. They know that this is the one and only chance they got. They don't be failing. A motherfucker was only 150 yards away from Trump and missed and hit his ear. Huh. I was like, bruh, who the fuck was he? Because, like, nah, motherfuckers don't miss. They did that shit on purpose. Because, like, if you got a scope and you're only 150 yards away, that's a football field and a half away. You can't hit a pumpkin from 150 yards away with a scope. If you can't do that, you couldn't hit a bull on the ass with a bass fiddle. You just need to put the gun down. I'm dead ass. And that's what I'm saying, bro, was laying down at that. Everybody knows when you're laying down, your accuracy is improved by 35% right off the bat, just off of laying down, because you don't have to worry about shaking or moving and your gun is steady. You get what I mean? He's laying down on the rooftop. They've already put, blam, you shot and missed. You should kill yourself, bro. You should, like, how do you fail? Like, but let me stop talking about it before fucking they come beating on my door. I don't want to kill him or anything. I don't have a problem with Trump. I like Trump. I think he's alright. I think he's alright president, and I agree, and I don't think that he's racist like Biden. Biden was definitely racist. They have videos of him, like, shunning black people and stuff, and that's bullshit. So that's one of the main reasons why I didn't really fuck with Biden. But Trump, people say he's racist, but I don't know, man. Like, he don't act like it. He's pardoned a lot of black people out of jail and stuff. So if he is, he sure don't show it. And a lot of times when these people got money and they're up in power and they are really racist, they tend to show it in certain ways where they won't get in trouble or lose sponsorships or deals or anything like that. But you'll always end up seeing it. It'll always end up coming out just off their actions or something they say or do. You can never hide it. You know what I mean? You always get caught. And yeah, so it's like the ones with power and up in money and shit, they don't try to hide it. They usually make it a point to let people know how they feel. I mean, look at Trump and Elon Musk and all these people, man. You know exactly how they feel, and they let you know, and they don't care about what people think of their opinions because they're million, billion, and trillionaires. They don't give a shit. What? They could give all y'all $100 in the world. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? Like, but not really. But yeah, like, they don't give a shit. They'll give everybody money. And my cigarette went out. What did they say? It's liberal aim. Laughing my ass off. I don't even know what a liberal is. You get what I'm saying? I don't pay that much attention, bro. I don't know what a liberal is. I just know I'm an outlaw. I'm forever an outlaw. They might as well call me a conservative. Come on. I'm against the government at all cost. And you know what baffles me? Is how could every American citizen not be the same way I am? How could you not be anti-government? How could you not be against the government? How could you not be against the government if you're a citizen of America? How long have you been working for these people and they have been taking your money and not putting a face on it and not giving you a reason before you say, I don't fuck with these people? Honestly, kills me when people's like all into politicians and they're like, oh, I'm fucking Republic, oh, Democrat, and they're ready to fight and kill you over it. And it's like, you got somebody like me that's like this right on the outside watching them fight and argue like, y'all are so stupid. Look, now one of y'all is going to die and the other one's going to be in jail. And my stupid ass is going to be sitting here looking at the bigger picture like, damn, y'all are retarded. Like, can you imagine that they've been taking from y'all and stealing from y'all and giving y'all the runaround and selling y'all dreams for as long as you've been on this earth right now, and then you just go to jail or you kill somebody or do something stupid over your own belief and it's political, like Republic or Democrat or... You know the government had got to be looking back, like the people that actually work for the government, and look down and you know, and they won't say it in the public eye because they don't want to lose their jobs and shit because they're high up, but you know they be sitting there thinking like, these fucking people are idiots of America. You know they think that because they are actually seeing the corruptness and what's going on, and they're the ones, so you know deep down inside they're going homes with their wives at night and talking like, yeah, I'm glad we're in the position we're in and we're working for these governments because, like, these people are getting fucked. Like, they are idiots. Like, I know that's what these politicians and people that are high, I know that's what Trump says because now Trump's in a position where he's president and he can, you know what I mean? I know he looks down on American citizens like, these people are retarded. Like, they just don't even know how bad they're getting fucked. They just don't even know how bad they're getting finessed. If they only knew about the sicknesses and viruses and monies and laws and shit that's ready to come into place here in the future, they'd be fucking devastated. They don't even know what's coming for them. You know what I mean? I know he's sitting back saying that type of shit. Yeah, y'all don't understand what type of laws and stuff's about to come into effect. At this point, they got fucking grown men using girl bathrooms, dressing up as girls and painting their nails and shit. So and then not only are they doing that and condoning it, but they're trying to make you feel wrong for feeling like it's wrong for doing that. That's what the government's doing. If they're not, then how come they put all these laws into effect and they changed all them NFL teams back in 2020 when all the riots were happening and all the black people were mad saying that every fucking thing that was named was because it was racist or it had something to do with black people? Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Y'all remember that, right? In 2020, they tried to make us feel like we were wrong for thinking that it was wrong to say something to trans people, or like it was a, remember they put that law in effect that said, you know what I'm saying, if you do something to somebody because they're gay now or because you it's the same thing as like murder. You look at 20 years. Yes sir. Yes sir. If they convict you of a hate crime and you punch somebody in their nose because they're gay, you're looking at 20 years. Oh yes sir. Yes sir. Believe that. Like you're gonna get 20 years is what's gonna happen. And yeah, you'll probably get probation. You'll probably do 2 or 3 years in jail and then be on probation for fucking ever. And if you fuck that up, you'll just go back for a year or two, and then they'll give you another chance, and you let you out, and you'll fuck that up again, and then you'll go back again for 2 or 3 more years, and then you'll get out for another 2, 3 years and be straight, and something else will happen in life, and you'll get fucked over, and hard times will come. You'll probably start getting high or whatever, and then you'll go back for another 3 or 4 years. And before you know it, you've did 9 years out of your 20-year sentence, and you've just been off and on with these people, and you've just been stuck in this vicious cycle in the system forever, and there's no way out of it. And that's exactly what happens. But yeah, don't get it confused, man. Y'all remember, man, back in 2020 and shit, they were trying to make us feel like we were dead wrong for going against the gays and for saying that that's wrong and for saying that we didn't want our sons to grow up like that and we didn't want our sons growing up, if we're grown men and we're trying to raise young men to grow up, that we didn't want our sons to see that, or we think that that's wrong, or there shouldn't be a law saying that people can use both bathrooms. There should not be a law saying that men can use girl bathrooms. There is. There is. If you tell somebody they can't go in that bathroom and they're a man and they're dressed up as a woman and you tell them they can't go in that bathroom, it's against their rights, you'll go to jail. Not only that, if you stop them and do like this, at this point you've did kidnapping and all that. Not kidnapping, but like a hostage situation, like at that point, like, you know what I mean? Like you get hella charges out of it. Like just by you saying, no, you can't go in that bathroom, and you stopping him like that, you're holding him against his will. And like, yeah, oh yeah, you're looking at 20 years just by doing that. Yes, sir. Then if you turn around and say, wham, you can't go in there, and you push him back and hold him from going in there, oh, yep, you're in trouble. 20 years for sure, for sure. Then, not only is it a hate crime, but you're holding him against his will. You're not letting him through. That's the same thing as kidnapping or holding somebody hostage. You can't forcibly keep somebody from doing something in this world. If you do, you're in trouble. But remember, in 2020, man, they made you feel like it was wrong. In the Bible, it says that it is not right. In the Bible, it says that it's not right. You know what I mean? So for them to put laws in place going against that, it almost contradicts religion in itself, and it was almost detrimental to the world for them to put those laws in effect like that, to be honest. Like I said, there's grown men and there's grown women out here that are raising up, daughters, and they don't agree with that, and that's the right thing. They have every right to not agree with that. They put in hate crimes and they put in laws in effect to where it's worse to fucking smack one of them than it is to smack a cop. Fucking terrible. But yeah, I think that was kind of corrupt, you know what I mean? And once I seen that shit and then how the government was doing that, I was like, oh, okay. So at this point, they're putting laws into place, and they're making the normal people feel like it's wrong and it's a hate crime to be against people that are trannies and walk in. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not against gay people. I'm against trans people. Come on. And I'm gonna tell you why. But y'all know why. I'm not against gays. I got people in my family that are gay people. They like girls, whatever, guys. That shit don't matter. I don't care about that. But what I care about is when you're a grown man with a gray beard, your nails are painted and you look straight up like a woman, and these young people can't tell when you're walking into a girl's bathroom. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I've said it millions of times on here. I'll say it again. I'm going to keep saying it. I ain't against gays. I'm against trans. Fuck them. And you know what? At the end of the day, I love YouTube, and I love the people that's on here with me, because I'm able to get on here and say things that I feel is right and that is right. And everybody gets to see it, and everybody knows who I am. And when they see me outside, I'll stand on the same thing that I said on the live. And it's a good feeling to know that I can say what I say, feel what I feel, and speak it into existence, and not worry about what people are going to say or think or try to do to me ever. Because if it's what I believe, then that's what I'm standing on, and I don't care who comes after me or who says what or who did this or who didn't monetize me because they seen my content was, you know what I mean, fucking... At this point, they're thinking, damn, he's trying to get monetized and he's over here talking about all these controversial... He ain't never going to get monetized. It don't matter. It don't matter as long as I was able to give the, you know, share my hope, strength, and experience with the people and let them know how I felt in this world. And it was forever etched in history. I'm cool with that. I won. Like I always say, man, I'm on YouTube, so I'm on here forever, man. Every time I go live, it's forever etched in history. I'm a part of history at this point. Like when I die and I have kids or whatever it is, they can always go back and look and see videos of me, or, you know, even when I'm gone, I'm forever etched in history. Thank God for this YouTube shit. So in 100 years, when the world's all fucked up and 60% of the population is gay and running around on some weirdo shit like they were in the 80s, but instead of snorting coke, they're snorting Fent and running around sticking dicks in ass and shit, hey, they'll be able to come back on Tuski's live and be like, damn, like, he really called that shit out, and it's crazy how the world is from how it was back then. Like, the stuff he's saying right now in this live, he would have never been able to say in today's society. But remember, this will be 30 years from now. So thank God it's on here, you know what I mean? Trust me, because before too long, they're going to end up putting laws into place to where you can't even talk about it, or it'll be a hate crime. You get on the internet just the same way as they got it to where if you dox somebody's address or you threaten somebody on the internet, you'll go to jail. It'll be the same way for the gays here soon. Like, you end up saying something to them or something, it'll be like an immediate ban on social medias. They'll have some kind of law into place here soon where, you know what I mean, where you can't speak. Same way it's like in North Korea where you can't speak bad on the president or anything or you'll get punished. Like, yeah, it'd be like that. It only got 2 people on here and we're still talking. We're still fucking... I've had hella people on here this whole live, though, which sucks, man. I hate talking about controversial stuff like this because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to get monetized, and then I'm getting age restricted and all that. I'm getting all types of stuff on this video, so it's not even going to count for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, it ain't going to count. Not only that, but it's looking bad. They might not even, you dig? So it's like, yeah, I might not even set this one to public, or if I do, I might go back and switch it to private, just because, like, people so soft-hearted and I'm trying to get monetized right now, and they'll say it's controversial content or some shit, or hate speech or something. But it ain't hate speech, but it's like a world we live in today where you can't say how you feel. They say freedom of speech, but certain things that you say will get you sent to jail. If it was freedom of speech, how come I can't say that I hope so-and-so dies? Or, you know what I mean? You know, how come I can't say, you know, I want to kill you if I don't like you? You know what I mean? How come I can't say that to people? But they say freedom of speech, but no, it contradicts itself. It's only freedom of speech when it pertains to some shit that involves them. Because, yeah, if I say some shit, oh, yeah, fuck. They're like, yeah, you can say whatever you want. That don't mean you ain't gonna go to jail. Somebody said you remind me of a younger me. I swear, man. And the thing is like I feel like everybody should be like that though. Like not like me, of course, because I'm an idiot. You don't want to be like me like that. Like, but what I'm saying is fucking everybody should want to say how they feel and not feel like they should be nervous or feel like, oh, if I say this, somebody might catch me outside type shit. Like, who cares? Like, what's the worst that they're gonna do anyway? Like, want to fight with you because of something you said? Ooh, fucking go ahead. Like, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's also why a lot of people get on here and they fuck with my lives and shit, because I get on here and I talk about real shit, and I'll be saying something epic, or I'll be in a bad mood, or I'll have something interesting going on to where they'll want to watch. But that's really why the people fuck with me, man. I get on here and I talk and I keep it 1,000, man. That's all it is to it. I say what it is and how I feel and what I believe, and you know what I mean? I think that people respect that more than the guy that gets on here like the talk show host and won't say nothing about anything controversial because he don't want to deal with the smoke outside of his life, or he don't want to not get monetized, or hey, listen, money ain't everything to me. I could give a fuck less about getting monetized. If it comes down to saying how I feel or getting monetized, I want to let the people know how I feel. Fuck that money. I'm already getting money. You get what I mean? Come on. Plus, not to mention, I just be saying epic shit all the time. They really fuck with me. They say it all the time. He said, "You remind me of a younger me." Come on. But yeah, I fuck with the people on my live, man. I don't regret anybody that's on my live, or not even the haters. Everybody that watches me, I like everybody. Like, I really do. Even the haters, man. Even the ones like Chef Bezos and the ones, I like all of them, man. Because if I didn't, I would have just banned them up out of here. It's one tap of a button and never be able to comment in here again, or ever be, noticed or have any type of relevance again. Just one button. So it's like, I don't even hate nobody or dislike anybody in my chat. I fuck with everybody. Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell y'all too. I seen some people the other day. They were like, "Oh, he's on drugs. He's doing this. He's doing that." So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going to buy a drug test and I'm gonna get on live and I'm gonna take the drug test on live for y'all, just so I can show that I'm gonna do it right on live too. Watch, just so I can show these people like, nah, brother, you thought just because I act crazy or I'm like this or I'm always amped up that I'm high, bro. I'm sober, acting like this. Believe that. I mean, I'm on smoke. That's why I talk so much, really, because I be getting loaded on the smoke. But I figured that would do some views. Plus, I just wanted to have it on my YouTube footage, and I also want to share it on a short of me doing that, just so I can show the people. So there won't be any more questions or any more, oh, he's high or he's on Fin or he's on this. Plus, not to mention, it would just feel good to be able to have that on there. So when people do that, I bet, yeah, just go back and look at my story. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Definitely, either today or tomorrow, I'm going live and I'm taking a drug test on there. The only thing you're gonna see in there is weed, and I'm gonna show y'all. And that's on everything. Like, I don't take drugs. They think because the way I act and how I talk, and I'm always ooh, rah, 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 and always going, bro. I'm like this all the time. It's how I am. It's how I act. I'm high strung. I got a lot of energy. I'm young, healthy, wealthy, stealthy. But yeah, I figured I just wanted to do that anyway, and it's not because I care about what the people think. I really don't. But I just wanted to put that on there as like, because I'm proud of where I've gotten to, and it's hard to not do drugs and like get high when you know you can and nothing will happen and you got money and you got a house and you're set. Like, it ain't easy always making the right choice, you know? It really does take responsibilities and like being a grown man to say no a lot of times. And so yeah, I put in a lot of work to be able to do that, and I just figured it would be cool to do on live anyway, just to show the people, like, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, of course I'm not gonna be pissing in the cup, but I'm just gonna have my girl hold the phone, or you'll hear the piss hit the toilet while I'm on live. That way y'all know I'm not like faulty in anything, or you know what I mean. I'm not trying to fucking
flex the drug test on y'all like it's a job or something. I don't give a shit about that. I just wanted to get on there, have it on there, and it's really not even for the people that's on the live. It's for the people that know me in real life, like stepmoms and aunts and uncles and shit like that. You get what I mean? I just wanted to do it for the people that actually know me so we can let them know. But as far as like the other people, I don't really care. It's just something for y'all to see and shit. But I'm doing it for the people that actually know me in real life. The ones that think, oh, he's high. He's just on YouTube talking. He's doing this every day. He's got to be high. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go ahead and piss in a cup and show y'all on my granny. Just to show. And it's really not y'all. Like I said, it's really for the people that actually know me in real life. No, no, no. Like my close family members, they don't question me. Stepmom and shit like that, like they don't question me. My grandmother and shit, they don't question. They know that I'm off because they can see how much weight I've gained. You know what I mean? They knew me my whole life. I've gained a lot of weight, and I get to being like 120 pounds, and I act crazy when I'm high. When I'm high, it's an ugly situation. It really is. I do everything like you can ask my girl because she's actually seen, you know, she's seen me high a few times, and like I don't have, no type of like, oh, you're gonna get caught. Don't do that. Yeah, no, like I don't really have that. Like nobody's gonna touch me or grab me. I walk straight out with shit in my hands. Like there had been many times where she's seen me like we needed money or something, and this was years ago. Don't get me wrong, this was back fucking coronavirus and shit, but yeah, there's been times where we needed money, and I was like, all right, just take me up here to Home Depot real quick. And she's right here in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Just if y'all thought like motherfucker was lying or something, she hears, she knows, she vouches. I'm ruthless when I get out. I fucking don't have no chill. I'll go straight in the stores if we need money. I would walk in literally, and I would have two big ass brand new $400 toolboxes, and I'll walk straight out the fucking door with them. And not I did constantly. She had watched it like, and we would go right to the pawn shop or something and make fucking $120 literally, or $150 in fucking 10 minutes. And she's watched me do that every single day before for fucking 3 months before, she finally was like, you need to figure it out and like get yourself together. Like, this is crazy. We're gonna end up getting into some shit. And like, cause we both have fell off before together. When we first got together, we were getting high and shit. Like when we first got together, we were sober, but of course we ended up slipping up here and there together, on down the road. When we first got together, 2 or 3 years into it, or so. But yeah, fucking, I was ruthless, man. Like some stuff she would be scared to do, but then it was kind of crazy because, yeah, I'm not gonna say too much actually, because her family watches this. But anyway, yeah, it was getting crazy, man. Like I got a lot of money, and like I would hit houses and all types of shit if I needed to. Like it didn't matter what it was. However, I could get the money the quickest. That's how we were doing it. But at this point, I knew that if I went and hit a house, I would get 10 or 20 years. But if I go into the store and just walk out, I won't get a year. What would you do? Would you go kick bro's door off the hinges and still might not only get a gun and $300, you know what I mean? Still might not get nothing. Or you could get fucking rich. Now, don't get me wrong, I fucking had $30,000 off a lick one time with jewelry and gold coins and necklaces and all types of shit. So that's really where I feel like I pay for a lot of my karma nowadays. That's why my life be so hard right now, even as it is. Like, and it's not really that it's so hard, but that's why I always take losses by the thousands. And I feel like that God be making me pay for some of the stuff that I've did in the past, for sure. Because it's hard for me. Like every time I get up and I'm at like 5, 6, 7 grand or whatever, I take big chunk losses every time to knock me back down. Every single time. And it's kind of crazy. He said, what's that sound? It's my girl over there doing makeup. I'm getting ready to go somewhere real quick. Go to some kind of event or something. But yeah, I used to, hey, listen, when I get high, brother, I'm one of them ones, man. Fucking, we walk in wherever. We got money. We never went without.
Listen, if we was sitting around and we didn't have no drugs that day when we was getting high, it was because fucking the guy was out of them. Because it wasn't a struggle. And there was been many a times where we were broke, didn't have a dollar. But like, I would just be like, take me here, take me there. And man, I was so smart with it that like, it just like I never got caught, and I did it every single day for months at the same places and shit. I would go in the same places for a month straight. I mean, babe, am I lying? I would walk out with a suitcase full of some shit, or I would walk out with fucking like a toolbox. It would still have the spider alarm on it. And I'm talking about the lady or the guy is standing at the door right there waiting. And I still would grab it and walk right dead past them. I'm talking about this far away from their shoulder and walk dead past them with it in my hand. They would, sir, sir. And I would just keep walking. They get too close to me, bitch, don't touch me. Don't do it, it ain't worth it. You don't know what I'm going through right now. Going back in the store type shit. And that's all it would take. You know what I mean? When you turn around and you say some shit like that, they know that you're, you know what I mean? Like, listen, he's about to fuck me up. There's been many times, like, not many, but there's been a couple times where I turned around like, don't touch me, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then just look at them all crazy and just walk right back off again. Like, and they don't. They know who not to touch and who to touch. Sometimes they will grab you up and slam you down. They will, and they're allowed to. If you're in the store, they're allowed to. If they come outside and they touch me, it's curtains. I wouldn't punch them or nothing like that because I know I'm dead wrong. They're just doing their job, and I'm walking out. But yeah, I would definitely, you know what I mean? If they grab me, I'm going to yank away. And if you grab me again, then it's, yeah, you won't grab me the next time. But yeah, I used to be ruthless with it, and that's not really ruthless. It's just shoplifting shit. But like, man, I'd always do whatever I had to do to get money, is what I'm saying. So I know that when I get high, it's a matter of time before I go to jail. Probably prison, for real. But yeah, I'd go to the same store for months straight. Hell, I'd go and walk out with a $500 Craftsman or a DeWalt set, fucking drill set or some shit with the batteries and all or something. You know, usually they got the batteries locked up. But sometimes I'd find a way around shit. But yeah, man, I used to fucking just get it on, man, every day. And every day I was going to the pawn shop. And every day I'm making $100 to $200. And like, bro, I could walk into Bass Pro Shop. I would just walk in there like on some dumb shit, act like I'm shopping around, and then go get a scope for like a crossbow. And it was like a $600 or a $700 scope, but it would be on one of the, it would have one of those lock things where you couldn't slide it off of the little metal, you know, hanger. It would have a lock. I would just take a razor blade and cut and just pull it off the lock. Like, you think that lock, do y'all forget that y'all are locking plastic on this thing? Like, it's just plastic and y'all got a lock right here so people can't pull it off on their own. I'm just like, oh, no problem. With a razor blade and just pull it down. And literally walk right out the door with it in front of them in my hand. Because let me tell you something. Everybody's always all sketched out and they want to hide it and stick it in their pants and do all this. Listen, you look less conspicuous in everything and less suspicious if you just walk in there, grab it, and then walk right out like you own it. Like, walk straight out. At that point, you're not trying to hide it or anything. So even if somebody caught you doing it, they're like, you know what I mean? You're usually out the door by the time they realize, like, okay, is he stealing that? Did he come in with that? Like, did you guys see? He just like walked past and like went out. Did he come in with it? You know what I mean? They're confused because you're not trying to hide it and look all stupid. That's why I said I would just walk in, grab it up like it was mine, and just leave. And I would never ever get caught. Like, one time they said something, and guess what I said? I said, they said, hey, is that your, or they said, no, you have to pay for that. I said, no, I came in with this. I said, this is mine. I bought this last week from here. I said, I was trying to see if they had the next size up from this set, and they don't. So I was like, I needed to bring it in though so I could see. And she was like, oh, okay, you're fine. And my heart dropped. I was like, oh shit, and I walked off. But yeah, like, there'd been one time where they said that, and I was like, no, I came in with this. I bought this last week.
I figured she'd be like, well, hold on, come over here real quick and well, we can look it up or something like that. But she didn't say none of that. She was like, oh, okay, you're fine. But I'd come in looking like a contractor, have some jeans on or something and not a flat billed hat like one of the ones where the bill's fucking curved and shit. I wouldn't be coming in looking all stupid. I'd look like I was there like off of a job site or something, have some boots on. But then towards the end, I just didn't even care, and I'd walk in with my normal clothes, looking like this, instead of trying to play it smart and have like some contractor looking shit on with like a tool pouch on my hip or something. That'd be smarter than fucking just walking in this. They're looking at him like, "What are you looking for?" Like, yeah, you look like you're ready to fix something. You couldn't fix shit. Can't even fix your life the way you dress. Yeah, come in looking like a contractor, be ready to fry some shit up. But yeah, I used to walk clean out with shit and no problem. They said the piece of clothes got stuck. Had to unhook it walking out. Oh, the piece of cloth. Damn, what, you tried to steal something? But yeah, no, I would play it smart, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'd walk in and I did that every single day for months on end for like a year straight. And I'd go to different pawn shops and I'd go to different stores and I'd walk in Lowe's and everywhere. And I have ate every single store up all over Louisville and all over Jeffersonville and all over everywhere. Like, we fucking torched them. She said, "You thieves." We haven't did that shit in years. You know what I mean? That was in 2020. We're back sober and shit again. We both ended up going through a program and ended up getting ourselves back together. And ever since then, like, we literally had to go do our own thing. But ever since then, we haven't been on it. But yeah, no, we had times where we first got together, like, we were sober together for like a year or a year and a half or something. Something like that, like dead sober. Didn't smoke weed, didn't smoke anything. And then eventually we ended up falling off. But we realized, though, over the years and got it together and shit. But hell yeah, we don't do that shit no more. But yeah, we have did it, and I'm suspicious and a motherfucker. That's why I always say, like, good thing I don't have my ID or nothing on my, because I just knew that they were gonna come back. I knew police were coming back, knocking, looking for me before too long. I had done pawned thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and like and all of it that I was pawning was brand new. But yeah, I never wanted for nothing. You hear me? I never wanted for nothing. I was making, $1,000 a week doing that shit, spending it all on pills. I'm not shitting you. I was making $1,000 a week on doing that shit, probably like literally, and was spending it all on pills.
I'm almost ready, so go ahead and get ready.
Um, yeah, I think it's about time to start this live over because I'm gonna be getting off here soon. But I will go live and see what's going on. I'm going to some kind of little event thing, so like I'll definitely go live here in a little bit and let y'all see what we're doing and what it looks like and what's going on. I definitely will do that. But yeah, you know what? I'll tell you this. I come a long way because before, the stores, I'm going to tell you why I would hit the stores. Because, like I said, the stores wouldn't give me 10 years. Before the stores, listen, that's why I was getting at, and I was saying earlier how your mind is not fully comprehensible and like fully making rational decisions at 15 and 16. Because I remember how I was. And I would do stuff at 15 and 16. And now, like, literally, I looked at my girl the other day and I said, I can't believe I did that when I was that young. And it's like, and my girl knows I had homicide detectives and a missing persons unit come looking for me like 6 months ago over some shit that was, happened, years ago. I'm talking about 16 years ago, 17 years ago. She's sitting right there. She hears, like, listen, like the phone number's in my wallet, and they're like, so I had to go and talk to them people and shit, and fucking, yeah. I didn't go and talk to them, but I called them over the phone. They went to my granny's house and was beating on the door, and that was about like 7 months ago. And they were beating on the door. It was two of them. And then my uncle answered the door, the big guy that y'all seen on live that one time. He answered the door. and he said that they said they were looking for me, and he said no, he's working right now. And at that time, I had worked for the post office, so at this time they're looking for me over a homicide that happened 17 years ago, and they look at my uncle. My uncle's telling him like he works for the post office. So immediately they're like, what the, that threw him off though. I had to laugh about that when he said that though, like, because they're coming to look for somebody over a fucking murder and shit, and they're fucking like, he's a mail carrier. Yeah, matter of fact, he's probably on this block right here. He delivers mail. That's what he told him, because I deliver mail. I did deliver mail anyway. I did that for like a year, but I delivered mail right in the hood, right there in where I grew up at and lived at. So that was kind of crazy too, coming from where I come from and then being able to be the mail guy. That's one of a kind. Like I was making like fucking $6,000 a month. I was making good ass money. Like I don't know if y'all know or not, but a mail carrier makes more than a nurse, makes more than like these people that go to college for 3 and 4 years and they're nurses and registered nurses and nurses assistants and fucking psychologists. I don't know if y'all know or not. It's a hard job, and you make more than fucking nurses and shit when you're a mail carrier. You bring in like 5,500 a month. You work a lot of overtime hours. You work 50, 55 hours every single week, but no more than 60 hours. But you'll work that whole 55, 58 hours every single week. But yeah, man, I had the potential to be really rich and like have boats and cars and change my whole life, and left it alone just off of not being happy about the job and the work that I was doing. They were killing a motherfucker. Like I had, because money's not everything to me. I don't care about money like that. I've lived without money my whole life. So I don't give a shit about money. Now I got them racks though, I'm not gonna lie. I got them racks now. And they know Tuski's different, because they were like, damn, he was always broke with the sleeping with bed bugs and roaches, and like he would always come to my mom's house and we'd feed him and shit. And now look at him, he's up. Like he's up now. He didn't have no mom, no dad. Everybody joke on him and shit because he had roaches and shit in his house, and his house was always dirty and shit, and he would always be selling drugs, and everybody make fun of him. And now look at him. Come to find out, he ended up turning up and became the man. And what's crazy is that's why I tell y'all this live hits different for me. Like I remember when they used to joke on me and shit in school and make fun of me because I had bed bugs and roaches and was trapping pounds out the crib and lived like a fucking troll. You hear what I'm saying? Like I remember that shit, was just getting high, didn't really care about life, had nothing to live for. I remember when they were joking on me and laughing at me and making fun of me, they pointed and laughed and everything. And now look at me. Like now I'm doing better than every single one of them people. Now I'm racked up. I have more than all of those people put together. And then not only that, I'm on the live now. Now it's eating them alive. Even though I ain't really doing too much and I'm still small timing it, it's eating them alive. You know what they know? I'm going to tell you what they know. They know that I'm getting ready to turn up and that I'm going to become something nice on this YouTube shit. They know that. And I'm going to tell you why they know that. Because they watched me struggle and suffer worse than anybody my whole life. They knew when they seen me on this YouTube shit that this was God blessing me and gonna change my life. It's always the people that come from nothing and that got it the worst that end up turning up in the end and have it better than everybody, because they come from the struggle. They know what it's like to grind and get it out the mud, and they're gonna do whatever they gotta do to get it. And I'm telling you right now, they would point and laugh. And now there's not one of those people that was laughing at me that is even near me at what I got better jobs than all of them. They're probably working at a warehouse or Wendy's or somewhere like that. No, literally. And then the other 3 that were laughing at me, I ended up changing their life and got them a better job. And now they're maintenance men and doing this and doing that and changed their whole life off of the strength of me. I was able to show them the route. When I got sober and changed my life, and everybody seen that guy from the hood that, nobody thought was going to make it, and then there towards the end, he was junkied out and lost everything and didn't have nothing, and they laughing and thought I wasn't going to make it right. And then I ended up coming up and doing way better than them. And within a year, every single one of them people fell in the same path that I fell down. It just took them a little longer. I just got there first and then finished it first. Believe that. They went down the same path. Every one of them people that laughed was calling me and asking me for help. Every one of them people asked how I got sober and what I did to change my life. When I was first getting sober, I used to go around and talk to people, and they would make me do like meetings and speeches, and I would go to jails, and I would go down to rehabs and stuff like that, and I would talk to people and let them know like my strength, experience, and hope. And so what I'm doing is telling them what it was like, what happened, and what it's like today. And that's all I would do. And I would get in there and let these people know that we're younger or whatever, this is what happened, this is what's gonna happen, it's happened to all my friends. And I would give them my story and let them know everything I've been through, and they would get to hear bits and pieces. And every single time I would tell my story, everybody'd be like that. You wouldn't hear a peep the whole fucking time. And if anything, you'd hear them start laughing all at once or something, because I'm a funny motherfucker. But you wouldn't hear a peep, and everybody had the whole room locked. Anywhere I went to, any meeting I went to, any rehab I went to, the whole room locked. I did good meetings. I gave my experience strength and hope, and helped a lot of people. Before I fell off the wagon, you get what I'm saying? And I started smoking weed. I really didn't fall off the wagon. I started smoking weed, and I stopped going around the community. And you know what I mean? Because I wasn't going to be one of them guys like everybody else is. Because it's like 70% of them people are in there and playing sober, and they're on Suboxone or smoking weed or getting high, and they're really not sober but claiming to be sober, and that's not right. If you're not completely 100% sober, you don't go up in there and telling them people you're sober and be in the AA community, and you're helping people and sponsoring people and help them change their life, and you're not doing the right thing. You can't do that. Yeah, you got to go back and make amends for whatever wrongs you were doing. So yeah, when I stopped smoking weed, I kind of strayed away from the community, and I just went to work every day. And and they expected me to fall off. All them people were watching me on Facebook. They were sending me friend requests. They were calling my phone. They wanted me to come back to meetings, and I just wasn't ready to go back and sit in meetings all day and do this and do that. I had already changed my life, and I was already established, and I was already at a place and a point in time in my life where there wasn't no going back, and I knew better. And I know that I wasn't going back because my mind was fully trained, and I was properly armed with the facts about myself. So I knew that I wouldn't take another drug, or I knew that I wouldn't go do pills again, and I didn't. And I never did since then. And then people expected me to fall off, and now they sit here and they watch me, and they're like, how is he able? Now they're jealous because they're wondering. They say, how is he able to maintain his life and go to work and stay sober and not go to meetings anymore? Like, we got to go to meetings every single day just to stay sober. Like, how's he able to smoke weed and not go back to what he really wants? And like, because that's what happens every single time to everybody. No, I just know better. I know I can't do that. And that's what happens. Like, I've been properly armed with the facts about myself. So I tell these people all the time, I don't look at it like a loss. I don't look at it like I lost a year and a half of sobriety, of being completely sober when I did fall off. I don't look at it because it was a learning experience, and I learned a lot of facts about myself, and I'm knowing, because my mind will tell me sometimes, like, this time will be different. Like, if I go get high this time, it'll be different. I'll be able to play it smart because I got a job now, and I work now and shit. And also, I've been booming. So if I really got to fall back on that, like, I'm good. And that's what my mind will tell me. But at this age and this point in time, that was 5 years ago when it was telling me that. At this age and this point in time, I'm knowing and properly armed, and I'm not insane anymore, which means you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Hey, listen, I know what's going to happen if I do that. I know what's going to happen, so I can't do it. The only reason I did it back then is because I figured I could do it a different way, or maybe I could just work a job, and then I'll always have money to get high, and we'll just feel good all the time. And yeah, and I just always was trying to find temporary success and a temporary feeling, and not knowing that you eventually have to deal with your real self. And when it comes time to be dealing with your real self, you're not even dealing with your real self anymore, because you're strung out at that point, and you're not dealing with clear thoughts. Like, you have a moment of clarity every now and then when you're getting high and you deal with clear thoughts. What I'm meaning is you'll be getting high, right? And there'll be certain times where you get high, you might have just did what you did and you got high, and then you'll think like, damn, like, I gotta do something different, bro. Like, how long am I gonna do this every day? Like, I don't want to have to keep getting $20 and $40 each day I wake up just to try to feel good, to make it through. Like, how long? And you have those moment of clarities, but then you're right back to like, fuck it, like, I'm feeling good, we're going to hit up this party anyway tonight. Like, we'll think about tomorrow when tomorrow hits. Then tomorrow hits and you're like, fuck, now you got to go do some dumb shit because you feel sick, and you're not about to feel like this all day because you got to get some sleep tonight regardless. And if I don't get $20, I can't go to sleep. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. So Once you figure that out, though, like I said, once I figured that out and I was like, listen, there's no successful way I can do this. No matter if I just do pills and not do the real shit, that it'll work. Listen, I've tried it every which way. I've failed every single time. I ended up in the same spot every single time. It never worked successfully ever. I built up a house, a car, a life. I did all this. It took 2, 3 years to do. I lost it all in 6 months. I've did that 5 different times though. I don't think y'all understand. Like I've lost it all and got it back 5, 6, 7 times. You got to think. I've moved in. This is my me and my girl's third house. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that we've never been evicted or anything like that. We've never lost a place. I'll say that much. But like we move out of places because like we've been through stuff in them places, and like once we got sober, it's like you can't just be up in them same places where you were snorting lines off the counter and shit. You just can't do it. So there's reasons why I'm in a third house right now. Like I'm telling you, I've fucked up 5 or 6 different times, but in the past 2, 3 years, like it's really longer than that, like 4, to be honest, but probably like 3 solid. I've just been, I know what time it is. I've been on the straight and narrow. I ain't been doing no drugs, just been turning up, going to work. And like they counted me out is what I'm saying. Like they literally still think that I be getting toasted. So like I said, that's why I said earlier I'm gonna go live and do a old drug test for them right on live camera so we can just shun all the haters and the AA people and tell them like, yeah, we're still doing good. Just because you see me on YouTube live and I'm talking a lot, that doesn't mean I get high. People think, oh, he's got to be high to be on there doing some shit like that or drunk or something. Like, nobody just up and starts doing that. He must be down bad in life. Like, why is he just all of a sudden going live? And because that's what God told me to do. And for some odd reason, he told me to do that. And then, like, I'm just seeing nothing but success out of it. So at this point, I'm wondering why I was told to do it, right? Literally, at this point, I'm wondering why I was told to do it. But that's why I was saying earlier, I know why I was told to do it. And all them people that pointed and laughed at me, and they when I was living bad and sleeping with bed bugs and roaches and shit, and they made fun of me, and when I was in school and pointed and laughed and all that, they know why I'm on this live too, and they know what's getting ready to happen as well. They know I deserve it, and I come from nothing and struggled way worse than they ever did. And once they seen me on the internet, and then it was crazy. Like once they were on their YouTube and they got to scrolling down, they didn't even look me up. They just seen one of my lives or something I shared come across their short, and then they realized like, damn, bro, I was just scrolling through YouTube and seen your highlight or something. You know what I mean? I get text messages like that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, like yeah, I see, I'm on that bitch, ain't I? Come on, I don't know how it is. Like, I don't know what happened. They're like, damn, how'd you do that? Like, how'd you turn up so quick? Like, when did you start? That's what they say. That's what I hear the most. When did you start? Because they don't remember me ever going live, and they've seen me once or twice, and then I'm already monetized. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, I just now seen you. Like, how long you been doing this? Oh, like 8, 9 months, 10 months probably. 10 months now. Damn, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Everything I touch been turning to gold. I don't know what happens. We've been on here for 2 hours yapping and smacking and cracking, but guess what? I'm going to go. Where am I going again? Some kind of event. I'll definitely go live maybe towards the end as I'm leaving. Come on. No, we'll show them a little bit around, but I'm about to get off here soon. I've already put in my little hours for the day. I'll probably get on later maybe, but yeah, I've put in some hours. 2 hours and 14 minutes. And what's crazy is like I don't have to go live anymore. Like, yeah, I'm going to start losing watch hours, but I'm at like 35 or 3,600 watch hours. I just shared a post. I literally had 33,000 minutes of watch time. I looked it up. That's 550 watch hours that I gained in 28 days. And this was a bad month. This was an awful month. Like, this was the worst month I've ever did, even with Miami and all that. Like, it was one of the worst months last month. And, like, I still got 550 watch hours in 20. That is averaging almost 150 watch hours a week. And I only go live once a day. And it'd be for like an hour and a half. Maybe a little longer sometimes. But, like,
How the fuck did you get 150 watch hours, something more than 150 watch hours in 7 days? And ain't that many people been tapping in? Like, and then not only that, you got 150 watch hours in 7 days. And if you don't believe me, I screenshotted it and posted. I'm not saying this off of like me thinking this. I'm saying this off of like YouTube told me this and sent me an email and told me in my YouTube studio that you did 33,000 minutes this 28-day period. Come on. But yeah, so that was like, how are you doing 150 watch hours in 7 days? And don't that many people tap in with you? Like, but they do though. It just fluctuates. You just don't see it like that because they're in and out. It'll be 5 and then 10 and then 14 and then 8 and then 7 and then it'll shoot up to 30 one time or 25 and it'll go back down to 15 and then 8 again and then might be 30 minutes later and it'll shoot up to 25 out of nowhere. You just don't see the fluctuation, but all them numbers that you see are popping in 25 and 15 and 8 and 4. All that's adding up. Each one of them's a view, and before you know it, you've been on here an hour or two, and it's done added up to 400 or 500 people tapped in an hour and a half or whatever. It doesn't look like much because you're only seeing 3 or 4 people, but when you're going an hour and 2 hours, even if you only had 3 or 4 people, you just gained a nice 20 watch hours off of that hour and a half, even with 3 or 4 people. Just 3 or 4 people. So God forbid it goes up to 25 or 30 one time, or even twice, and I've stayed on here for 2.5 hours like I have now. Oh fuck, I probably just gained probably about 70 watch hours right here alone. At this point, I could stop going live until I reapply for monetization. I just ain't going to because I know what's coming. I'm trying to hit the 4,000. I'm hoping by the time I reapply for monetization on July 4th that I'll be at the 4,000 by then. If not, I definitely will be close. I definitely will be close if I'm not. But I want to just keep going live and keep turning up and keep going hard like I have been. That way, if I have to delete any of my videos of me getting, of me smoking weed on here or whatever, then it won't affect me. What I'm saying is, I might have to go back and delete the age-restricted videos. If I do, I'll still be okay. I'll just have to wait a whole nother month again and fucking get monetized. But, like, if I so happen to have to delete the videos, I've already counted through them. I had 62 videos out of, like, fucking hundreds. I had 62 videos that had been age-restricted out of probably 600-700, probably more than that. Like, it's a lot of them. And there was only 64. It was 64 or 62, one of them. I did just get a few more, like 2 more or something. But that's nothing. I could delete all 60 of those videos and still be at the watch hour threshold that I need. The 3,000 for sure. Maybe not 4,000, but 3,000 for sure. So that's the only reason I'm still going hard and going crazy when I could really fall back and take a break and only go live like once every other day, and the motion would be more. So my lives, each time I go live, it would be more quality is what I'm saying. Right now, my lives ain't too quality because I go live every single day for an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 2 times, 3 times a day. I'm running it up. I'm going crazy. I'm doing numbers, but they're small numbers, 200-300 each live. But if you're doing 3 lives and you get 300 or 400 each live, you just did 1,000 people in your little 2 or 3 hours between those 3 lives. But what I'm getting at here is when you go every other day, that's when I'm going to be winning. Yeah, it might be a little slower, but the lives will be more quality. There'll be more people in there. There'll be more comments each time I go for less time. So, like, if I go live 1 time a day and then wait a day and then go live the next day, it'll be a way more quality of a live because I haven't been running up the motion. I haven't been on there. You know what I mean? It puts me in the algorithm. It really does. I've noticed that. So, like, here soon it will be like that, but I'm going to still keep going every day right now so I can gain as many watch hours as I can gain in case I have to delete some of the weed smoke footage. What's up, Frosty? What's going on, Frosty? What's the word? Come on. He said, Jordan, glad to see you back home safe, brother. Let me know if you ever back in my city. We'll get it, smoke something. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. Yup. That's Frosty and Greg, really.
His name's Greg. Shout out to Greg, man. I fuck with Greg heavy, man. I thought about that man fucking the other day and all the way back home that day. I was like, damn, that was real shit, man. He saved me. I was on vacation. I'm looking to have a good time. I'll never be back down here, and not having no smoke would have fucked me over, man. I'd have been like, ah. I mean, I'd have still enjoyed it, but I'd have been like, damn, it sure would have been good with a blunt right here on this beach. You know what I mean? And he fucking saved my whole trip for like the last 3 days. Like, shout out to Greg, man. That meant a lot to me. Like, when I go back down there, I'm gonna show out for Greg. I tried to that day and like pay for it, and he was like, hell no, don't even worry about it. You ain't gotta pay nothing. And yeah, that was hard, man. That meant the most to me. He saved my whole trip there towards the end, and he didn't know me. He was taking a risk. Not to mention, he had the burner on him and everything. He's rolling down there in Florida. I was like, damn. He did too. He pulled up in a nice truck, man. Big, nice black truck. Had the burner. He had a nice little bottle right there. I don't think it might have been water or something. But yeah, because he was driving. But yeah, I was like, damn. I ain't gonna lie, Greg. You look like you're living good down there, man. For sure. I said, I got you, brother. It was nice seeing you too, man. I appreciated that. And like, that's love, bro. I'll never forget that shit. Like, I do for everybody, man, and I'm always the one, like, giving for everybody and, like, not caring about money and helping everybody else out. So, like, when somebody helps me, it means the most because nobody ever helps me. Nobody ever helps me. Everything I ever get, I got to get it out the mud and do it myself. And, you know what I mean? It damn sure ain't nobody giving me nothing. If they do help me, they're not giving it to me. They might, like, give me some work for the day or, like, say, hey, I got this side job. We'll split the money. You want to go do it? Lay in this, apartment or something. But yeah, it's never given to me, never. Ever. Nobody ever helps me, like I said. And when they do, it's always a scenario for me to help them and them to help me type shit. Like I just said, yeah, come help me with this side job. I'll split the money. And of course, yeah, because like I'll make $1,600, whatever. But, he really is like wanting to pocket all the money, but he knows he probably couldn't get it done in time, so he needs somebody else that knows what they're doing, that's a good installer, that can come do it. So it's like he's helping me, but I'm also helping him because he wouldn't be able to get it done in the time they needed to get it done, and he'd have probably lost the whole job just off not having an extra soul. So like it's like one of them type things. It's always like 50-50, and that definitely wasn't 50-50 at all. So I do appreciate that, Greg. Like, you definitely helped me out 100%, and that's all it was to it. Like, I wish I could. Damn, you
You
look.
my lipstick today?
Yeah, you look good. I like that outfit. Do you want to show them? Like, you should show them them cakes. Like, they are fat as fuck. Like, let me see.
Babe.
Like, seriously. Like, you should definitely show them them.
No.
She said, no, are you dumb? They said, what? Oh, no. They said, what happens in 35 years? What do you mean? Oh, no. Yeah, I was talking about how they gave that kid 35 years for fucking stabbing somebody, man. That's fucked up. Like, and then they charged him with murder, and it should have been bodily harm, resulting in death or whatever. It,
About it for like 2 days straight.
you know what I mean? But we're not gonna open and back up into it or whatever. But I mean, he definitely was in the wrong for stabbing the guy because he didn't. The white guy hadn't put any hands on him or anything yet. Like, he didn't feel like he was defending himself because he had never got touched. But 35 years is fucking nuts for a stabbing. Like, he stabbed him. I could see if he was like, and just started yanking him up out there. Bam, bam, bam. But he hit him one time, and the guy died, and they gave him murder. That's kind of crazy. Like, you couldn't prove that, like, he meant to kill that man. He hit him one time with the knife. Like, he might have just been trying to get him up out of, like, off of him or something. Like, yeah, like, you see shit like that, bro, and it'd be 10 years. But 10 years max that somebody'd get, like, for him to get 35 was kind of crazy. That's fucked up. He'll get a retrial, though, and he'll end up fucking beating it, and he'll end up getting 10 like he should have.
Oh, wow, we didn't charge our fucking charger last night.
We'll put it on there for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, it's charged. Last night it wasn't. It must have done it in the sun.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? It's solar power. Look, I'm dead. Look at them teddies. Damn. Oh, I forgot I was on live.
I guess, well, fuck. Let me hit it.
Like, we're ready to go, and you're still on live.
Yeah, let me get up. I know it.
God damn.
Shut up. Caring about that. What I'm on today. It's over here cussing me out for nothing. We're going, I promise. I'm about to get off here, y'all, for she kills me, man. Y'all heard her just now. She's like ready to get me, so better get up off here. But yeah, it's like everybody hopped in at once. Are you ready now? We definitely need waters and
We got like one.
and my wallet. Here, will you put my wallet in there too? Yeah, we definitely need that. Are you taking your backpack here? Yup, I need my gun too. Come on. I can definitely bring the burner in this one.
Is the World Oddities Expo in Louisville open to the public? I know it is.
Damn, that was rude. I said, shut up. She had me hot.
Wait, why
Sometimes
does it say
see,
Freedom Hall?
sometimes I be having to tell her like, just shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible of me, ain't it? I shouldn't do that shit. That's awful.
You're paying for yours?
Well, yeah.
Well, good.
Unless you're wanting to pay for me.
No, I just fucking paid yesterday. Why would I want to pay today?
You know what I'm saying? Hell.
You should be paying
You
for
did
mine.
pay? I did. I paid for all the food. Fuck you talking about? Well, I paid just as much as you did. Yeah, I told you. You pay for the tickets. I'll pay for the food. But yeah, it ain't no big deal. I don't care about. I'll pay for both of us if you want. I don't give a shit. But yeah, take my wallet, please, or we ain't doing shit. But yeah, I don't care shit. I'll pay for both of us. I don't
Spray
know.
my good perfume, my
But yeah, she paid $35 to get into the baseball game,
$200 perfume.
and I paid
Let's go.
probably fucking 40 something for Dippin' Dots and pizza and
Where's
Funnel-
that pizza?
funnel cake. Look at her, she's over there looking for her pizza now. I'm dead.
Put it in the fridge. 'Cause that shit's good.
But yeah, let me
We'll eat that.
get some shoes on. I'll probably go live a little later or something. Right now, I'm gonna go do this, and I'll tap in with y'all. Man, hey, I appreciate y'all for tapping in and dealing with my bullshit. Straight up. Y'all been dealing with my bullshit forever now. Like, this shit's getting kind of old, ain't it? Alright, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all. And, yeah, Christy and Alicia, Oscar, if any of y'all go live later, I'll definitely be tapping in. I see y'all went live last night, and fucking I was in bed at 1 o'clock, and I missed it. It must have been late, but... And plus, I was fucking running around, so I missed it. But I'll definitely tap in later, Romaine. I see Romaine's in there. Y'all have a good one, man. I'll probably